All right. Welcome, everybody. Well, one last straggler, of course. I hit record, and here comes another person. Here we go. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Happy Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas. This is a complicated holiday for a lot of us. It's a blessed holiday for many of us. And I want to do as much as I can to bring everybody here some love, some joy, and some connection. Before we jump in to today, I am going to ask everybody here to do two things for me. I see some familiar faces, and I see a lot of faces that I've never seen before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everybody here to do two things for me. The first one, and this might be difficult for some folks here, the first thing that I want everybody to do here is to drop your expectations. Drop your expectations about what today will bring. If you have ever seen a psychic before, if you've ever seen a medium before, in person, in a group, or God forbid, on TV, please drop all of those expectations. Even if you've seen me before, because the abilities that I have, the stuff that I have here, it develops, it changes, it moves. I am certain person this year that I was a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. So keep that in mind, please. The other thing that I want everybody to do here for me, again, easier for some of you than others, and we'll find this out as we move along. I need everybody here to come into this afternoon with a sense of humor. Okay, a sense of humor. I am a big believer in what I call vitamin joy. We need vitamins for our physical body. We need to stay healthy. We need, to fight off old age, sickness, and infirmity, and we do that with vitamins. We do that with nutrients and minerals and all of that. Well, our heart, our spirit, we are visited all the time by pain and trauma and turmoil and chaos, and those things come into our lives without us seeking them out, without them, without asking for them. What we have to do to sort of stave those off is to find vitamin joy. In the same way that you actively take a vitamin for your body, you have to go out and find vitamin joy. Some of us are better at that than others, but it's super important that we do this. It is absolutely vital that we do this, or if we don't, we grow up to be bitter and jaded and judgy, snappy and bitchy. And that's not the way we're supposed to get through life. So remember, today I want to bring love, I want to bring spirit, but I want to bring vitamin joy to everybody. Okay, it's a big part of what I do. Now, I'm going to give everybody a basic rundown of what I'm about, how I found this story, and what you all can expect from me today. Now, I found this path in 2016 when my husband bought me a DNA test for Christmas. I was not a spiritual person before that. I had not grown up in a church. My parents didn't bring me to church. My parents were working class. They were both the youngest kids of two farming families. The DNA test, funny enough, fascinated me so much that it brought me to Ancestry.com. I started to sign up for Ancestry.com. I started to build family trees and find out who my great-grandparents were. And that is when, as I call it, the Twilight Zone Express pulled into my head. Okay, it just pulled right into my head. And at that time, I had a marketing company. I had about 80 clients in a 25 to 50-mile radius around Littleton, New Hampshire. I was a really well-known guy, but I was having these appointments and these experiences with people where stuff was coming to me. I would sit with people, and all of a sudden, I would be smelling things, hearing things, feeling things, tasting things. And it scared me. I'm not afraid to admit that it scared me very much when it happened to me, because I was never a spiritual person. I didn't understand what was going on. Now, in the face of that, long story short, I had to figure it out. I had to figure out if I had stuff coming to me externally, or I had to figure out if I was going mentally ill. And that's also a possibility. When you have stuff coming to you, I was 37 years old. People randomly go schizophrenic. They do. They randomly just start having things happen to them. So I had to take my health and my mental health very seriously. So I ran a science experiment. Halloween of 2017, I set up an evening of 9 different people that I didn't know, and I just wanted to sit in front of them and be like, I'm feeling this, I'm receiving this, I'm sensing this. Can you please tell me what this means to you? With that being said, the first person I sat with was a woman, and the first question that I asked her was, Are you a recovering Christian? Now, she was a former minister. She was in this place of conflict around her church, around God, around religion, and all of that. And from that point on, from Halloween 2017 on to today, I have done these group readings hundreds of times, many, many times. And I have sat with people one on one thousands of times. Thousands of people I've sat with. The common denominator of everything that I receive for people from Spirit, it's always in your best interest. It's always in your best interest. It's not random information. It's not random happenstance. I have so many people that are afraid of me because they're afraid that I'm going to tell them when they're going to die. And that's not the work that I do. I don't tell people when they're going to die. That's not part of what Spirit gives me. And since that time, I have discovered some principles that I want you to hold on to, please. I want you to hold on to this just for today. And these are some principles, and I'm going to use some analogies and metaphors to talk to you about how our world, being alive, the world of the living, interacts and overlaps with the world of spirit. So I might challenge some people's beliefs here, but it's always healthy to have our beliefs challenged. Now, every single person is here because you have ancestors that were strong individuals. Every person here has ancestors that struggled to get through times with no electricity, no heat, no vaccines or antibiotics, no grocery stores, no pharmacies. Everybody here has strong people in their rear view. And I want everybody here to remember that that strength lives in you. And just like your ancestors who lived and died, you are going to die one day. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. And I think that it's important to remember that. We remember that death is in the future for us, so we maximize on the life that we have today. The human existence is very much like, this is an analogy that I love a lot. It's very much like a horse and a rider. Your body is the horse, your eternal self, your spirit is the rider. Okay. Now, I use that analogy because one of the most important parts of being alive, you have to remember that you are a mammal, that you are an animal. You have to remember that your body is a physiological creature, like it's a physical creature that needs homeostasis, which is biological balance. You need to sleep and eat and rest and play. And a lot of the reasons why we struggle is because we neglect our body, we neglect our animal. So many people in this world have more compassion for their car than they do for their own body. And your body is your holy vessel. When you die, as all of your ancestors and beloved dead did, that horse gets off the rider. That horse carries on. The soul carries on once your physical holy vessel passes. Where that soul goes, well, there is an afterlife, and that afterlife is right here. In the same way that your physical body and your spiritual self are married, so isn't the spiritual world and the physical world married. Here's another analogy for everybody, and this is an important way for everybody to think about our relationship with our beloved dead. I always love the analogy of the one-way mirror that we would see in a cop show. Everybody knows that analogy. There's a one-way mirror on one side of the suspects. On the other side, there is the police. Now, with that being said, your spirits are on the side of the police, on the side where they can see you, they can know you, they can feel you. We are on the side of the suspects. We are generally oblivious to what's going on the other side. Take that analogy a step further. You are their movie. You are your parents and grandparents, your aunts and uncles, your beloved dead's movie. Okay, and I use that analogy greatly because some of you here are giving your beloved dead some really sour melodramas. Some of you here are giving your beloved dead some incredible sitcoms, some great journeys. And I want you to imagine one day you will be on the other side of that mirror. You will be watching your loved ones. Now, the next thing that I want you to take into consideration is this. Those beloved dead, the ones that watch you, your ancestors, they're your source of intuition. Now, I can see pretty much everybody here, and I want to ask everybody here who's joining me today, how many people here consider themselves an intuitive person? Raise your hand. Okay. The thing about being intuitive is this. If you consider yourself an intuitive person, you're intuitive because you didn't listen to it. You ran your own science experiment. You got to the other side of a scenario or the other side of a person, and then you said something to the effect of, man, I wish I'd listened to myself. I wish I'd listened to myself. Everybody that just raised their hands understands that about being intuitive. They get to the other side of a scenario or a situation, and they're like, man, I wish I'd listened to myself. When you say something to that like that, what you're actually saying is, man, I wish I'd listened to my spirits. Because this is what happens. This is, I'm very down to earth about all of this. Your human consciousness, this mind of yours, is something that science doesn't understand. It is a ball of fat. It really is just a ball of fat and jelly. It's all it is, run by electricity, but it expands outside of your actual physical form. You have awareness about the other side of the room without even realizing it. Now, this consciousness of yours is made up of two different parts. Back in the day, they would have called it right brain, left brain. But you have an intellectual, rational part of your brain. You have a emotional, intuitive part of your brain. The language of spirit is feeling. Remember this, please. The language of spirit is feeling. You're going to feel something from your beloved dead, your ancestors. And then it takes about a half a second to a second before your rational monkey mind kicks in and translates it in your own voice. The Buddhists would call it the monkey mind, that part of your mind that's always going. Well, these impressions and sensations will come to you more when you quiet the rational mind down. So many people here have heard of highway hypnotism. When you're driving down the highway, you kind of zone out. Okay. A lot of folks here, when they're washing dishes, when they're in their shower, they'll randomly have things come to them, ideas come to them. When you're quieting the mind, and you are getting more into that emotional part of yourself, that's when those energies and messages come through in a stronger way. So this is something that I want you to take away here today. You are connected on the other side of that one-way mirror all the time. Some people have it more than others, but everybody has it. And when you meditate, when you chill out, when you sit in stillness, when you go for walks in the woods, when you quiet that mind, you're going to have more of a connection. Everybody does. And I want you to take that away. Now, the difference between a group reading and a one-on-one reading, some people here have sat with me one-on-one. It can get pretty intense because your spirits are going to dive deep into your heart, your physical health, your emotional health, your well-being, even your home. I'll see things in people's homes. They're showing me messages that I need to see. Group readings are all about the vitamin joy. We are supposed to have fun. We're supposed to have fun. And it's one of the worst things about this Zoom stuff is that I'm not going to be able to hear you all laugh. I'm not going to be able to hear you talk. I won't have the chatter of the crowd because I get a lot of energy from that. So I want you to remember today we're going to have fun. And that's the point of it all. Okay? So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start everybody off with a little bit of a meditation. I want everybody to kind of get seated, get comfortable, and go ahead, close your eyes. If you're holding your phone up, set it down. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep, deep breath for me, please. Take a deep breath for me. Okay. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take another one and let it out. Okay. And I want you to bring your awareness for me to the center of your chest, to that heart center, to the heart that keeps you alive, that is the focus of your love in this world. Feel that heart beating, feel that heart bringing you warmth and love and your connection to spirit. Feel that just steady, constant. And as you hold that awareness in your mind, what I want you to do is I want you to drop down into the earth for me. I want you to imagine going to the very center of the earth, and I want you to feel the warmth there. I want you to feel that magma, that lava, that heat that keeps our earth warm and turning. It's a source of stability. It's a source of strength. It is a source of life. And I want you to imagine that color red under your feet, many, many miles under your feet in the center of the earth. It sustains us and it holds us. And again, that red is the color of life. What I want you to do now is I want you to imagine a cord coming up from the center of the earth. I want you to bring that cord, I want you to bring that light up through the ground, up through the many layers of sediment, up through the bedrock, up through the foundation of your home. And I want you to bring that cord into your heart. And I want you to feel that red warmth, just encapsulating that heart, holding that heart, and adding to it with strength. Now, your heart is being sustained by the center of the earth. And as you hold that awareness, I want you to now bring your awareness to the blue sky above you. Way up above the clouds, there's that blue sky. It's cool. It's the home of the celestial realm. Space, its atmosphere, it's the world of spirit. And now I want you to imagine a blue cord descending down from the sky above you, down through the clouds, down through the atmosphere, down through the roof of your building, your home. And I want you to imagine that cord of that blue sky coming into your heart and intermingling with your heart. And here you have the energy of the red of the earth and the blue of the sky. And when red and blue come together, you have purple. And imagine those two colors blending and becoming that royal purple in your heart center. This is Mother Earth, Father Sky. This is red and blue coming together to sustain you and hold you. And now I want you to imagine with every heartbeat, with every breath, that purple light expands and it grows. And it grows outside of your body into the room you're in. And now I want you to imagine that purple light combining with everybody's here. I want you to imagine that purple light combining with everybody's here. And now we are a family. For this brief amount of time that we're here together, we are a family. We're going to enjoy these messages that everybody receives. And now, take a deep cleansing breath for me. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing yourself back into your body, coming back into the here and now. Okay. Whenever you're ready, wake up and open your eyes. Come back to us all. Come back to us all. Okay. So I won't be able to read everybody here today, but I know what happens in a group reading. What happens in a group reading when I'm guided to people, the people that I'm reading for, the people that I'm providing connection to spirit with, they'll have something going on in their life that everybody here can relate to. So every time that I connect to somebody, what happens to me is that spirit sees it as an opportunity to read a single bee out of the hive that everybody is here. Everybody is a beehive with me today. We're reading a single bee, and it's the beehive. So if you're not read today, I want you to listen to everything that is happening as we go along. Now, one of the things that I do with this is I promise everybody the secret to life. So the secret to life is something that I'm going to bring everybody to the very end, and this is the very last reading that I'm going to bring. So make sure that you're here for it. There's a lot of wisdom that comes from spirit. Okay. So I'm going to take a sip of my tea and we're going to jump in, and I'm going to ask Jacqueline Huntington to unmute herself, please.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Jacqueline.
Hi.
Hi. You can hear me, okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I want to see if I can, I'm going to try something with Zoom here, so give me a moment. Spotlighted you. Okay. So it's going to bring you up to everybody. You're going to make it be a little bit bigger here. then I'm going to remove the spotlight when we're done. Okay, so I want to first kind of tune into the matriarch in spirit that's with you. Okay, so what I do with this is that I receive spirit as feeling. Okay, so I want to ask you again, um, do you have religious people in your bloodline, like religious folks that were religious, went to church?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you, and I can't see anything other than the closet door and some bags hanging up there. Do you not have a Christmas tree up?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm so we're talking about the spirit of Christmas here, and there's these women who I want to talk about the religious side of things for a moment. And
Okay.
this is a fascinating thing because I just gotta like listen to the message that they're giving me. Well, ultimately, there's two types of religious folks in this world, or two types of Christians. For me, there's like Christians, people that believe in the heart of Jesus, believe in grace and compassion and all that. And then on the other side of that, you have what I refer to as agenda Christians, people that want to use Christianity to kind of like hammer over people's heads and,
Yep.
perpetuate some sort of awfulness. Okay. These women are coming through, this matriarch is coming through as like a true Christian, like somebody who knew grace and compassion and love. Okay, like actually cared about what other people felt. Like she's not giving me any sort of regret, like I was a bad person or I was, judgy or anything like this. There's this sadness that the Christmas spirit isn't in your heart or in your home. Okay, and this is this is so important for you to sit with for a couple of different reasons. Now, Christmas isn't a Christ thing. It's not. It can be a Christ thing. It can be a Christian thing, absolutely. But Christmas, I want you to think about the spirit of Midwinter or Yule. Okay, Midwinter or Yule. Remember how I started this talking about vitamin joy? Well, this is the darkest time of year. The winter solstice, darkest time of year. It's awful. I don't know if you're in northern New England, but like I don't have any snow. I'm looking out at green grass. It's kind of blah and brown. And I look at Christmas, the lights, the smells, the colors, the tastes, the midwinter, the Yule aspect of it to be a holiday of vitamin joy. And this woman really wants you to lean into vitamin joy, to go out and seek it because you're depleted, my friend, like just depleted. And there's this sense that, and I want to be like fair and practical with you too. There's this sense of like maybe you didn't have time to get the Christmas tree up. Maybe you didn't have time to do that because you're kind of all over the place. Now, when I talk about all over the place, I want to talk to you about all of the responsibilities that you're shouldering for people in your life that should be handled by them. So here's this thing about you keeping not only your own plates spinning, but everybody's plates spinning that should be able to keep them spinning for themselves, sustaining other people around you. This is the difference between a savior and a martyr. You're martyring yourself to the needs of other people. And what's awful about this, Jacqueline, is these are adults. These aren't children. These are adults. These are functioning adults that should be able to take care of themselves. And I don't want to say that you're enabling them, but I might say that you're supporting them in a little bit more than like what they should be doing for themselves. It just feels like you're drowning. It's hard to breathe, and you're not paying attention to yourself as much as this woman wants you to. Okay. Now, I want to ask you, because of the symbol that I'm getting, remember I work in feelings and symbols. Um, are you, I think that you're lonely. And the reason that I say that I think that you're lonely is because I'm seeing like what looks like a little chihuahua, not a chihuahua, like a little shih tzu, like a little dog. Do you have a little dog?
I have two little dogs.
You do. Okay.
I have,
Little,
uh,
little dogs.
I'm sorry.
Little dogs, little tiny dogs. The Shih Tzus, the
I have a Shih Tzu poodle,
ah,
mini.
okay.
So yeah, he's a very little dog. Does he
Yes,
want to be
okay.
walked more?
Well, I want you to always have pets in this way because there's this idea that these pets are sustaining you and like you're not lonely, you have this companionship and all of that. Um, Your heart feels broken to me, Jacqueline, and just broken. And I don't mean to bring this up in front of a group of strangers, but I know that so many people here can relate to that feeling, can relate to, being abandoned, neglected, betrayed, just doing all the right thing for her entire life and then having people not see that and not respond in kind. So, Jacqueline, this woman, she's really coming through like she's like your mom energy. So I kind of get mom, grandma energy mixed up, aunt energy, very loving, protective, motherly energy. This woman is so proud of you. Okay, so proud of you. Now, I don't know what this message means, but I want to talk to you about it because you've kept your house. She's saying that she's proud of you because you've kept your house. Okay, so keeping your house, this might be like making sure the mortgage is paid, making sure the taxes are paid. It might be something that's simple, or you might be in this like a family home, like you've kept the house. She just wants to say that she's proud of you for keeping the house. Okay. Now, but on the other side of that, there might be this energy of it being too much for you to handle or to heat. Do you have like a big house?
Um, yeah,
Okay.
I have a
The,
big
re-
house.
the reason that I get this for you is because I'm not about short term, like, hear me out on this. The Airbnb stuff is kind of messing with the house market. You know what I mean? Like everybody's buying houses, turning into Airbnbs, and nobody has places to live. It's
Right.
really messing up our area and our culture. And the housing market, the housing is awful for people all across the country. Like homelessness, I was just reading an article about it going sky high because rent and houses and all of that. But if there's something where you can like turn a mother-in-law suite into something, or like an apartment or a side of the home into something that somebody can come into, maybe that you can rent it out, so it can help you with the heating and the taxes and all of that. Maybe that might be the best sort of that situation that you have might be the best circumstance for VRBO or Airbnb. Okay, so do you have an apartment or like a mother-in-law suite in your house?
We do. We
You
do.
do.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do.
Is it rented?
No, my nephew was just
Okay.
staying here. He just literally left as we were setting up to talk. Uh, or
Okay. So there's something about making sure that you're always, doing something practical in terms of like keeping the house, making sure that you're okay with, and there's going to be a circumstance or a situation that's perfect for you. Maybe it is Airbnb, maybe it is renting it to somebody that needs it. Do you know? I mean, being a landlord and renting stuff is a struggle, but Airbnb can be okay in some circumstances.
we were
Okay.
thinking of the traveling nurses needing a place
Yes,
to
that's
stay.
Yes, that's a big thumbs up. That's a big thumbs up. That like coming in and then leaving and then coming in and leaving. Okay. Now I want to ask you because here's some medical stuff for you, and I get medical stuff sometimes too. I want to ask you, do you have places on your body that go cold or numb?
Yeah, very cold. Yes.
Okay. So the reason that I'm knowing this is because I'm drawn to your hair. Hold on, I'm going to explain to you why. Drawn to your scalp. Do you know what craniosacral therapy is?
No.
So what I'm talking about is like when you go to the hairdressers and they wash your hair and they're like putting their fingernails on your scalp and it's giving you tingles and it's like stimulating your skin and
Yeah.
all of that. That is like from spirit, I received that as like nerve sort of therapy. So like it stimulates the nerve endings, it stimulates, when you get goosebumps, just think about what goosebumps are doing for your body. That
All
feels
right.
like it would be useful for you to go get your hair washed maybe once a week. Maybe you can pay $20 to go get your hair washed at the stylist.
Yeah, absolutely. I have psoriasis on my scalp, and it's amazing that you hit on that because it's been the bane of my existence, especially in the winter. It's,
Okay.
you're blowing my mind, but
there's some stuff going on with like you needing some scalp stimulation. So combine that with maybe some medicated shampoo and getting those goosebumps. You know what I mean? Getting those goosebumps would be really, really good for your body. Now, I want to talk to you about your front stoop, your front steps. Okay. So do you have a porch, like a porch that comes off of your home?
We do.
Okay. I want to talk to you about like the sagging or rotting steps that are like nasty in front. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think a
Well,
man in your life is
go
so
ahead.
man, is there a man in your home?
There is.
Okay. Well, I'm getting from spirit that he needs to fix them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
well,
okay, so all right. So this woman is very much like, get on it. Like, and I'm gonna give you a phrase that, is like crack the whip. She says, crack the whip, get him to, not on Christmas, but maybe the day after Christmas, something like that, where it feels like you can just peel off the top boards and then put on some new pressure treated and be good to go. But one of the reasons why this is so important is because this woman does not want you to break your hip. Like she's all about you not breaking your hip. Like you cannot fall. It feels like you might not have like a hand railing to grab. So ice may be accumulating, all of this. You have to care for the person that's, well, let's say you're in the last third of your life, Jacqueline. Okay.
yeah.
So you've got to, if you fall, you're not 24 anymore. So this is very much important that you take that into consideration. Okay.
100%.
Okay. The man that you're with, the man that would be fixing the steps, is he a history lover?
He can be. He can be. He does read books about other cultures and their histories. He's into Mayan, Aztec, history of Europe. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I want to ask you, and this is important, and this relates to everybody here, that everybody needs to know this. I kind of think of these spirits that are with us all the time as like our umbrellas. They're with us all the time. They're healing us and guiding us. They're our source of intuition. Was his father in World War II?
Yes.
Yes. So he's coming through now. Okay. Just so you know this, he's coming through now. And the reason why this happens, so you know this, when you come together in a loving relationship, you gain your loved one's spirits. You gain your loved one's spirits. So you would have, when my husband and I came together, he gained my ancestors, I gained his, because I wouldn't have known them, but they love him and they love me by extension.
I understand.
So this man just feels very like the long and silent type. Not a man of few words, not going to say much. What he's saying to me is that he's very proud of you for how much you've taken care of his son. Very proud of you for taking care of his son, because it feels like he didn't have the opportunity to do that, or maybe there's some regret there that he wasn't able to take care of his son. So you kind of stepped into this role of caretaker and provider, very much so, and just so proud of you. He wants to just really let you know how proud he is of the frustration that you've withstood of being this man's partner. There's a little frustration about being with this guy because is he a Taurus?
He's an Aries.
He's an Aries. Okay. So the reason that I ask about the Taurus is, Taurus are stubborn, very stubborn, very dig your feet in. I see it my way. I'm going to just do it my way, that sort of thing. He's very proud of you and he wants to encourage you to really, he's saying that you should get your husband or this man, I'm not sure if he's your husband, but get this man to, uh, like he wants it. It's like he wants him to research World War II, like research
Okay.
family history, to do all of that, to dive into like D-Day and Normandy and all of that. And why that is because in the world of spirit we don't have any mystery. And I hate to say it like that, but in the world of spirit we get access to all the wisdom and all the knowledge and all the history, so we can know it all. We know all of the details. So
Yeah.
he wants this man to really lean into the childlike wonder of, wow, I can't believe that happened, and I can't believe this happened, and this intrigue I hear, like political intrigue and all of that. This man wants his son, your husband, to be very childlike, to have, not be childish, but to be childlike. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the next thing too here for you, and we're getting this mother figure back in. She's saying that your interior design stinks. hold on, hold on. That the psychology of color, you're not leaning into the psychology of color. So I think that you are a little depressed, a little down in the dumps. She's saying that you need more yellow on your walls. Like I'm seeing yellow, like spring colors, yellow. There's something
Okay.
about yellow bringing up your spirit. So I'm not going to ask you to go paint the walls, but I want you to consider getting yourself some bright yellow tapestry. Okay.
Okay.
So again, we're leaning into the Christmas stuff. Okay, the Christmas stuff being like lights and colors and the psychology of colors and smells and what they do for our well-being. I
Right.
want you and everybody here, Jacqueline, to think about the five senses that we have: sight, smell, taste, all of the senses that we have. And I want you to think about those as being doorways to the spirit, because your spirit is dull in this way. It's dull and it's just dulling. So this is the colors and the tastes and the smells and how those affect the health of the spirit. I really want you to lean into that, because one of the most important parts of my work and my message is this: you obviously want everybody in your life to be at peace. You want everybody in your life to be at peace. You
Yeah.
want your loved ones in spirit to rest in peace. You do. Everybody that's on this call today has people and spirits that they want to like rest in peace. Okay, if we want our loved ones in spirit to rest in peace, we have to live in peace.
Yeah.
So again, go to that analogy of that one-way mirror, how they're watching us, they're feeling us, they're knowing us. Okay, this woman really needs you to step up the game of self-care. She wants you to step up the game of self-care so you can take care of her daughter, her granddaughter, whoever this woman is. But she's very like devoted to the religion. She's very devoted to like the Bible. She's very, very devoted to the Bible. She's saying that. Um, she's just really proud of you. There's just this message of pride for you, but she sees the heaviness of your existence. And you have a lot of responsibility for that. You can participate in your healing.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't feel like you're being selfish by doing that.
I'll
Okay.
try.
Don't feel like you're being selfish by doing that. That's something culture will teach us, to put ourselves last, put everybody first. So if you want to be the best wife, best mother, best aunt, best everything that you can be, you have to take care of that person that is just like responsible for that. So, Jacqueline, I
Good.
also want to thank you for moving the world to get here, because it feels like you moved the world to get here, to make this happen, to get to this session today. So I want to thank you for being here, and I want you to hang out with us and listen to the other messages that Spirit has to like share with everybody, because now I have to move on to the next person, okay?
Thank you
So
so much.
you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take that spotlight off of you, and I'm going to move it back to the crowd view for me. Okay. So here we go. Who's the next person? Who's the next person? Which, okay.
I knew it.
Hi, Devin.
Hi, Josh.
Okay, here we go. I
Here
am
we go.
going to, here we go. I'm going to put you on the spotlight. Okay. So, Devin, okay. Thank you for healing your heart. Thank you for healing your heart. Now, Devin is somebody that I've known from a few years ago, and I'm called to Devin. And Devin was about a year ago at a group reading that I was at in Sheffield. I did a fundraiser for the Sheffield Food Pantry, and you were there. Okay. And I was drawn to you. I remember your purple hair. I don't remember what I talked to you about, but here's something that I do want to give you props for. In the same way that I was encouraging Jacqueline to have self care, okay, I want to give you props for taking care of your mama's daughter. Okay, because this is something that I think that you've really taken in, like my message. You've heard me say this before. If you want people to rest in peace, you've got to live in peace. Now, what I'm getting from this person, from your mama, because this is somebody who just took care of her hair, like took care of her face, took care of everything. She was very beautiful. She's very proud of you because you're doing the right things. You're taking care of her daughter. You're taking care of other people, but you have sort of mastered this self-care thing. You're not abusing yourself anymore. You're not hurting yourself anymore. And a fascinating message that I have for you is she says that you are righting your wrongs. You're righting your wrongs. So I've never participated in AA, and I kind of know some of the steps. You know, you've heard of the 12 steps. okay? And I'm not saying that you're an AA, that's not what I'm saying, but what I'm getting for you is like, one of the parts of AA or one of the 12 steps is you have to apologize to the people you've hurt. Okay, so there's something about you doing that. You're apologizing to the people you've hurt. Okay,
Yep.
so this is very much, you're kind of growing up, she says. You're kind of growing up. Can I ask you, did you used to go get pedicures with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she wants you to go take care of your feet. Like, imagine her getting a pedicure
Yeah.
with you. Fascinating. What she's saying is, it's like, I think you have a gift certificate for one. Do you have a
I'm
gift
sure I
certificate
do.
for a pedicure?
Not yet, but I'm sure Christmas is tomorrow. So
Oh, okay, okay. So if you're gonna get one, make sure that you go, okay?
yeah.
Okay. So here's some advice for you in terms of life stuff that's going on currently.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna know what this means more than I do. Don't listen to childish men who have their own best interests, that hold their best interests over yours.
So, yep.
So,
Yep.
okay. So this is very much oh, I can't believe I'm gonna say this to you, and we're gonna say it in front of this big family that we are today. You're being manipulated.
Yep. I'm sure.
You're being manipulated. So somebody has their best interest in mind over your own. So only listen to the people that have their own best interests, um, have your best interests higher
Hmm.
than their own, like your dad.
Right.
Okay. Now, I want to give like props to your dad too, because apparently your dad is taking care of himself,
Yeah.
and like he's really taking care of the person that he's allowed himself to move through grief, so he's kind of healed and he's gotten through it, and that's
Yeah.
okay because this makes the existence of our spirits so much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, may I ask you, do you have an apartment where you live on a balcony?
No, I used to.
You do, so okay. Do you have a porch or something?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. This she's talking about, don't reach out over, don't like stand up on the railings, don't reach out over to hang the Christmas lights, don't do anything like that because you're gonna fall. Have you been doing ridiculous things like that?
Yeah. We used to crawl, like climb up on the railings to do all the lights.
Okay, don't figure out a
Okay.
way to
Okay.
figure out a way to not do that. Okay, figure out a way to not do that. Now what she's saying is this woman is with her mother, she's bringing her mother forth. Okay, so her mother and her are in the world of spirit. So I know your face is this, but what I have to tell you about, and this, everybody needs to know this. Everybody who dies goes through a life review. They
Mm.
review their life. They look at the things they did, they look at the things that they didn't do. But this message is very much that they've reconciled. They're together because they feel like mini me's, like imprints. Like one is like just looking like the other and
Yeah.
it's like the other and all of that. They're together. There's peace and togetherness. You have to know in the world of spirit, there's peace and togetherness.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next message that I have for you is really important. You never let her down. No matter what you went through in this world, you never let her down. Understood. She understood. She's saying that you've been traumatized for a really long time, since like the age of 12. You've been holding on to this trauma. You would have made some not smart choices in relation to that trauma, to deal with that trauma. So you are not your choices, you are your trauma. Your trauma made the choices. Your trauma is the things that put you down the dark path. Okay, so you
Yeah.
have to understand that you never let her down because she understood the things that you were going through, the things that made you make the wrong choices.
Right.
Super, super important. But she is coming through with this like strong energy of like, you're a klutz. Like,
Yeah.
you're a klutz. You've got to take care of yourself. You got to move through life like physically better. Like, don't get up on the railings, okay? And now she's talking about you driving better. Like, you need to drive better. You're not driving well. So I don't know if you're distracted driving or too fast driving or whatever it is, but she's watching you every moment of the day. Okay.
Yeah. I just took payments on her car.
Okay. Are you driving
That's
it?
what that is. It's
Okay.
her car.
So Well, it's your life. It's not that it's
That's
her
true.
car. It's your life. So I need you to not be a klutz. I need you to not be like worried about anything. Okay. Wow. So I don't know this about you. Can I ask you, do you have a brother?
Yeah,
You do.
3.
Okay. 3. Okay. So you have a brother that's living in this world. Yes, you have a brother that's living in this world. Okay.
Yeah, 2.
Um, okay. Uh, there's something about the same way that you have made good choices and kind of pulled yourself out of the darkness. There is this pride about a brother doing the same. So you have a brother that's making good choices, taking care of
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Okay. The next thing I want to ask, is there conflict between that brother who's making good choices and your dad? Are they not talking?
Yeah, they just don't talk a lot. There's conflict between the twins and my dad. Yeah.
Okay. There's something about bringing conflict, like making sure that love is the most important thing. We got to get rid of that conflict, okay?
Yeah.
Big message from her is you can't be the person that does that. Like, you
Thank
can't be the
you.
person that does that. They have to figure it out for themselves. Also, something about you making her turkey. Like, you have to make her turkey. Did she make a turkey for Christmas?
It was a casserole. Something that she liked. She didn't cook a lot. She liked
Okay.
dad to cook.
Okay. So, no, but there's something that she made that she wants you to pick up and make it. Like, you have to
Yeah,
make it. All right.
I know exactly what
Um,
it is.
okay. Perfect. So, she wants to call you baby girl, like baby girl. I keep hearing baby girl. I'm so proud of you, baby girl. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for keeping yourself in this world. Thank you for working on your peace. Thank you for being a person of love. Thank you for taking care of yourself. And if you're feeling like you need to go back to school, I want you to run with that.
Okay.
You have any? Okay, so this is, I don't think this is conventional school. Maybe a community college. Are you thinking about, have you thought about becoming an esthetician or a stylist?
Massage therapist. Yeah.
Massage therapist. Okay. Do that. Go do something like that so you can actually, make some bank, make some dollar bills. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be over. It's going to probably take you 2 years to do it. It'll be over before you know it. Okay, we're
Yeah.
entering 2024. Think about how soon 2022 was. So she really wants to see yourself improve. Like this, I want you to receive this information and go, oh, I'm done. I can stop. I'm
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm gonna plateau. No, every day that you're taking care of yourself, she wants you to know that it's important for you to continue to do this. Also, oh, she's showing me a bald tire, which means that I think that you got some junk tires. Like, do you have junk tires?
I need new ones. Yeah.
Yeah, take care of your mama's daughter, okay?
Yeah.
Please take care of your mama's daughter. And what's really important is thank you for being here. Okay, because it feels like, again, like Jacqueline, it feels like you moved the world to get here.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here. I'm gonna go to somebody else. All right. Do
Thank
you
you,
have
Josh.
Christmas shopping left to do? Do you still have to
Me.
go out and get some stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you need to bounce out of here early, you go get that stuff, okay? Like,
I'm working, so I'm stuck on a shift.
okay. Well, do what you
Unfortunately.
can, but do what you can, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so
It's funny.
much.
Hold on, hold on. Okay, she said, just don't you dare regift anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't regift anything. All right, take care of yourself, Devin.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay, here we are. Here we go. Okay, the next one. I'm looking around, getting pointed. I'm looking around, getting pointed to. Oh my gosh, there's somebody that I saw earlier on here that I was going to go to. Okay, I see her. Marissa. Hello. Marissa, I am going to ask you to unmute and I'm going to put you on spotlight, please. Hi, Marissa. We've never done this before, have we? Like, we've never had a one-on-one session, nothing like that.
Not one-on-one, but in a you were in Connecticut not too long ago, and I was there.
You were there. Okay. Okay. So you're way down in Connecticut. Thank you for joining me for this. Thank you for joining
Yeah.
here. Okay. Um, Okay.
Mhm.
So I want to describe to you the spirit first that's with you, and then I want to pass on the message to you. Okay. Um, this message that I have of if you want your loved ones in spirit to be at peace, to rest in peace, we have to be at peace. It's a unique message, but it's one that's very important to me. And a lot of people don't like to hear that because a lot of people don't like to understand that love is a responsibility. I have to take care of myself to make sure my husband doesn't suffer. Okay. With that being said, I have this very playful, loving, like dad figure with you. He's very playful, he's loving, he's kind of upbeat, jokey, like pull my finger sort of energy, playful energy. Now, what I get is when spirits come through, he's bringing my attention to like his lungs. So he might have smoked or passed away from like a smoking related thing. Okay.
Okay.
So when because I receive feeling, this is like very protective, loving, masculine energy. So I sometimes get brother, husband, father energy mixed up. Okay. So this is a very loving, protective, masculine energy. Very proud of you, like a dad. Okay. Can I ask you, is your dad in spirit?
No.
He's not. Okay. Did you have a grandfather that smoked and was playful?
Yes.
Okay. This person is very much with you in terms of wow, hold on. Okay. A couple of things. I'm going to give you the first message first. He's saying that you're a sunflower. He's saying that you're a sunflower. So he's giving me the symbol of sunflower. So when spirit calls humans like you a sunflower, what that means is that you are somebody who nourishes. Okay. You're beautiful like a sunflower. But one of the things, he says that you're cleaning up everybody's shit all the time. Like you're cleaning up everybody's shit. Okay. So one of the things about that is like after the Chernobyl disaster, Marissa, they planted sunflowers to clean the soil. So sunflowers really pull up the junk from the soil. They're beautiful. They nourish the bees. And even after they pass, they nourish when they're passed because the seeds feed. So he really wants you to know that he's proud of you. Your struggles, your sacrifices have been worth it. Really wants you to know this because nobody's giving you praise. Nobody's telling you that the hard work and all of that has been worth it. He says that he sees it and he knows it. But here's a fascinating message is that you have been done wrong. He's telling me that people have hurt you, that you have been done wrong. People have hurt you. And he is saying this, and this is wow. He's saying he's done messed them up. So in spirit. So I want you to, you may not be able to validate this, you may not know this, but think of anybody that's kind of abandoned, rejected, neglected. And what he's saying to me right now is lies, lies, people that have lied to you, people that have hurt you with lies. He's saying that he's messed them up, that he has been their karma. So if you've ever been hurt by somebody and then you're able to like hear about their life or hear about what's gone on and it's like karma hit them, karma, treated them poorly or something like that, he wants you to know that he's taking care of them. He's taking care of you in spirit because he sees the lies that have hurt you, the lies that have like broke your heart and hurt you. He's saying that you're carrying around, it's like your heart is like a porcupine, like needles are in it, like just needles are in your heart. He's also talking about you feeling very alone, very isolated, very like nobody understands me, nobody can connect to me. I'm just drowning in life. He's not liking that, and I'm not sure what part of Connecticut you would have been in, but he wants you to get to the ocean. Like he wants you to have ocean time. You need ocean time because the ocean air is going to heal you, and it's going to like bring back that spirit. He's saying that he wants to see you back when you were 17, like when you were 17, like you had fire, you had spunk, you had a verb for life. He needs you to get back to your 17-year-old self. Why is he saying that when you were 17, you wouldn't have let anybody walk all over you? You wouldn't have let anybody walk all over you. So there's this different person that you were back in the day. And then through the course of relationships and circumstances, you've become this person that's kind of been hurt. Okay. He needs you to heal the person that's been hurt instead of, and he says that you're just like your mother like this. Hold on. He's giving me that accent. He says that you're not healing yourself because part of you wants to prove to yourself how strong you are. So you value strength. You value strength. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to be strong. The strongest thing you can do is to heal. The strongest thing, I mean, is not clinging to the thing that requires you to be strong. Okay? What he's talking about now is and I don't like acronyms like ADD. I don't like letters that kind of talk about stuff. You a little OCD?
I don't think so. I don't think
Do you
so,
have to
but
have, do you have to have everything in its spot, like in your home? Not necessarily like, I don't want, like OCD is like, I'm gonna count the bathroom tiles before I leave the bathroom, that sort
no,
of thing.
no, I mean, I do like, my home kept nicely. I don't have a lot of
Yeah,
time. I don't have a lot of time, so I can't really be OCD because I have to let go of a lot. But generally speaking, yes, I like to have my home taken care of, and I try to keep on top of things.
the reason that I'm bringing this up for you is because I think that's going to be a good medicine for you. Like some people can't stand clutter. Some people get like wound up because there's clutter, and then
Mhm.
when we want to straighten it out, it eases our mind, it kind of cleans the negative energy,
Yeah,
all of
that
that.
does
Okay.
that to me. I have to have,
Yeah.
I can't, because that's the only way I can think if things are organized.
Okay. Are you an artist?
I am not, but I love design. I love, if you saw my
Ha.
home, I love,
Yeah.
I think I'm good at it, but I don't know what other people think, but I love interior
Well,
design.
one, it's like I love like that idea of loving how you keep your home, but I want to give you an idea of something to explore.
Mhm.
And the reason that I ask if you're an artist, because most of the time when I get this message, it has to do with being an artist. You should consider writing a children's book. I'm getting this message from him of like writing a children's book. Okay,
Okay.
like writing a children's book. You can self-publish it, you can do whatever. You might have an illustrator or an artist in your life that you can team up with, where you write the book, they illustrate the pages, you can team up in that way.
Okay.
Okay. I want to ask you now here. Oh, okay. I try to keep these things lighthearted. I try to keep them lighthearted, but I might not ever have this opportunity to sit with you again.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You've got a woman coming through for you now, like a woman coming through for you now. And again, I keep getting this like pressure on the chest, like she might have smoked or had like this heartache, like this thing here. Um, like, can I ask you, because this is mama energy, have you lost your mom?
No, actually, both my parents are still alive.
Okay, so here's this woman coming in. Did you care for anybody at end of life? Did you take care of anybody?
Honestly, no, I didn't. I did have my grandmother at the end of her life had to tried to put a pacemaker in, and they punctured her heart in the process, and she died
That's
sometime.
that's this. Okay. This
Mhm.
woman must have been very special to you. You must have cared about what her opinion was of you. Okay.
Mhm.
You must have cared about her. And the reason that I say this is I'm getting this message from you about you didn't let me down. You haven't let anybody down. You haven't failed. You haven't let anybody down. So this might be this thing where maybe you were distracted in life when she was going through that and she passed away and it feels like there was no closure, or I should have spent more time with her. Maybe you're carrying this unnecessary guilt, but it's like, don't feel the guilt. Please don't feel the guilt, because I love you. I love you. I love you. um, Weird thing about design now, there's this idea of, the really short curtains that go over your window, like the really short ones.
Yes.
And this is a funny thing. She's showing me like lilac color, like purple curtains. Okay. So I'm not sure if you're a purple person or you like purple at all, anything like that. I'm not sure if that's coming from her, but
No.
you might want to consider putting those curtains up.
Okay.
Okay. And I love that, Kristen. If there's someone else that needs to write a child's book, then please consider doing it. And that's that message that, if again, remember that I'm going to get messages for everybody here. Kristen just came up in the chat and said there's somebody else who needs to write a children's book. We need more of that. Um, Marissa, um, may I ask you, and you're kind of freezing up here, so I don't know if that's on your side or my side, but I want to ask
Okay.
you, okay, do you live in a residential neighborhood?
Yes.
Okay, so out your back door, is there a dog on the other side of like a chain link fence that barks?
No, not in the A side neighbor, not in the back.
Okay, so a side neighbor has a dog that's barking?
That does bark periodically. Not too much though.
Not too much, okay. Do you have beef with anybody out back? Cause I'm like looking out your back, right? I'm looking out your back, like, and I'm seeing like conflict or like something is wrong, like shut them up or take care of them, that sort of
Um,
thing. Okay.
the only thing that I can think of, because is my ex-husband bought a house behind me, but we're separated by a lot of land. But if you drew a line between my home and his, they would be right in back. They would be in back of each other.
Okay. So maybe that's the dog that won't shut up. Do you get it? Like,
Yes, I do get that. If this is truly what what it's
right.
aligned
So
to.
yeah, so this is like I'm standing at the back of your house and I'm like looking out and there's just something that's obnoxious. A dog that won't shut up, like bark, 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 bark is obnoxious. I'm sure you must think your ex-husband's obnoxious, that sort of thing. There's something about coming to terms with it, like dealing with it emotionally, mentally. Okay,
Mhm.
like walking away and healing from that, healing the person that's been hurt. You really need to do that. Do you work 1.5 jobs?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
It's a weird way to say it, isn't it? 1.5 jobs. Okay. Um, you either need to quit that half a job or go find a different half job. Okay.
Okay.
Because there's something about, um, are you serving coffee?
No.
So think about like whatever this half job is, think about like the mundane and it sucks to have retail food jobs. Food and retail will teach us a lot. But that half a job, is that something where, imagine serving coffee every day, kind of kills your soul, doing that thing over and over and over again. Do you have this second job that's killing your soul?
Not sure if the second one, I feel like the first one's killing my soul more than
Do
the
whatever you
second.
need to do to switch them around. Do whatever you need to
Okay.
do, whatever's killing your soul. Because here's something that I need you to realize, please, is this. Well, when you die, you're going to look back on your life and you're going to regret a certain amount of time. And I
Yeah.
know that you're going to look back on your life and wish that you hadn't suffered or struggled to that degree. And whatever you do, whatever's going on, it feels like you can go do it somewhere else or do something different and be just as successful or have as much prosperity in your life. So don't like pigeonhole yourself in with options. Okay. Don't pigeonhole
Okay.
yourself in with options. Now this man is coming back in and he's like, we don't do this. He's kind of talking about like his family, like we don't settle. We don't settle. We do the tough thing, we do the right thing, we do the thing that's right for us. He's very much like wanting you to do the right thing. So he's like, is this your dad's dad?
I would think it's my mother's father is who I would
Okay, hold
guess.
on, because well, he's talking about you being like his person. The reason I ask if it's your dad's dad, it's like, oh, the last name is important. You're my person. We don't do this as people. It's very tribal. It's very like, so think of that family. Think of your mother's family. What I'm getting from is we don't settle. Like, we don't settle. So I don't want you to settle. Okay. Now, in your past, what he's talking about is giving up something that's bad for you, giving up like an addiction or something like that, giving up something that you was bad for you. He's very proud that you've given it up. Now that could
Okay.
be your ex-husband, that could be men. We could be addicted to bad men. We could be addicted to awful relationships in the same way that we're addicted to alcohol and drugs. He's very proud that you're away from that. Okay. But there's a level of PTSD there, so he needs you to heal your heart. A level of PTSD. He needs you to heal your heart. Okay. And you're a little depressed, Marissa. The reason that I know this is because now I'm hearing bird song. Whenever you use the term, I'm in a rut, I'm in a funk, can't get out of my own way, you're talking like that. I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to turn on spring bird music. And that's for anybody on this call that feels depressed, feels in a rut, feels in a funk. Put it on when you're cleaning the house just so you can hear the birds. And that's going to like, it's going to stimulate your emotional center.
Okay.
Okay. So please lean into this. And the final message that I have for you is this: however you end up doing Christmas, as long as it's okay for you, it's okay for you. It's the right way to do it. So don't ever feel like you're doing Christmas wrong. Don't ever feel like you're doing Christmas inappropriate. Don't feel like you're not measuring up to people's expectations, because if it's reducing the amount of stress in your life, you might be this unconventional Christmas person. Like, I'm not going to get gifts for these people, or I'm going to do it a certain way. There's this message of like, make sure that your Christmas and the way that you're walking through Christmas is the right thing for you.
You want to hear what he
Okay.
said?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for
Okay.
that. All right.
Thank you.
Taking you off
Thank you.
spotlight because you're welcome. I'm taking you off spotlight because I have to go to the next people. All right. Here we go. Where are they? There we go. Danica. Okay. Hi, Danica. Who do you have there
Hi.
with you?
This is my husband, Will.
Hi, Will. Okay.
Hi.
You guys going on spotlight here? Okay. Oh my gosh. So full transparency for everybody. I started this stuff back in like 2017, 2018, way back. I think I might have sat with Danica like way back in the day. I haven't seen Danica for years. I know that she is married, okay? But here's the message that I have for you, and this is a funny thing. Oh, I love that, Kristen. Thank you for that. Birdsong is so good. Okay. So you guys are like, don't take this the wrong way. You guys are sickly sweet. Okay, like sickly sweet. You guys are like fairy tale love. Okay. And it's not because you're like here, like together, like leaning up against one another. It's because you two are the true definition of like puzzle pieces fitting. Okay. So I want to ask you, because this is what I'm getting about you guys. You finish each other's sentences, you know what each other's thinking, you know, that sort of kind of love in that way. But here's okay, so Will, you're a good dude, you're a good man, a man of integrity, working hard, man of honor. Danica, you're a good woman, all of that. Your spirits are getting along like gangbusters. So Danica, you got this grandmother that's with you. Will, you got a grandfather, very down to earth, fixie with his hands, all of that. They just love hanging out with one another because they're in the same space as you. They're watching out over you. I have something like a suggestion for you, and I don't know where your life is bringing you, but if this ever presents itself, or this is something that you're thinking about, and Will, you might have to take the lead on this, okay? It feels like y'all should have a business together, okay? It feels like y'all should have a business together. Do like something entrepreneurial, you know, and it might be just something as simple as like going to the farmer's market, okay? Going to the farmer's market, doing something at the farmer's market, selling something there, doing something there. um Will, you're really highly focused on like insurance and safety and like all of that stuff. So you might have to like keep working and like, you know, maintain a full-time job to make sure the benefits are there or whatever you're doing. But you're very much all about the security and stability of your house, your family, and all of that. So being a full-time entrepreneur can be a scary thing. So this might be like a part-time entrepreneurial thing. Okay. And Will, the message that I get for you too is that, and I think a lot of people here can relate to this, we have role models in our lives that show us how to be, like what to do, how to be. We also have role models in our lives that show us how to not be, okay? Like how to not be. And what this like grandfather figure of yours is talking about is that you have a role model in your life that showed you how to not be, okay? Like how to not be. And I'm not going to be like this person. So the reason that you have become a man of integrity is because you got all the, I mean, you have the best example set for you on how to not be this like awful person. So there's this pride, because one of the things that we have to remember from the world of spirit, they're watching us. Integrity, honor, love, all of that, charity, goodwill, that is as important here as it is there, possibly even more so important there. Okay. Now, I don't want to bring up too much personal stuff, but again, because I've got both of you here, I have to kind of talk about this. All right. Y'all think about kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you don't have any, right?
No.
Okay. But here's the thing for you, because there might be some challenge here about like having them. They want you to keep trying. Okay, like keep trying. There's this thing about keep trying for them. Okay, so Danica, be prepared to have a little mini me, because I think there's a daughter in your future, to have a little mini me that's gonna drive you crazy. Okay, gonna be like daddy's princess, gonna be just like you, gonna drive you crazy. Okay, so there's this a little bit of future talk about coming into this world, all right? And Danica, I don't know you at all, really, but there's something about chilling out in the house. Like making sure that making sure it's not that you don't have to stress about it being so clean and all of that. So just chill out a little bit. Don't worry about it being so damn clean all the time. All right. Like, because what you're doing without realizing it is you're stressing Will out. You're stressing him out because you're a little high strung. We're like, everything's got to be perfect. I don't want to say that you're a perfectionist, but I do want to say that you're an idealist. So maybe don't cling to those ideals so hard. And what I'm seeing, and boy, what I'm seeing is where your boots are, your shoes are. They don't have to be lined up and perfectly straight. You don't have to worry about that. So there was this idea of just having everything perfectly lined up and straight and taken care of. Okay. In the backyard, do you guys have a big old maple tree in the backyard?
Yeah, actually, we do.
Yeah. Get ready to put a tire swing on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is like, I do think that families in your future take everything that I say with a grain of salt. You can't guarantee anything. That's not how this works. Okay. But there's something about like, me seeing kids out there on the tire swing. All right. So Danica, no kids for you yet, right?
No.
Okay. I do want you for the future, when this happens, you got to care about being an overprotective mother. Okay. Like what they call a helicopter mom. All right. Because you're a helicopter wife. Oh my gosh, I just heard this. So don't take that the wrong way. But that's just like everything's good, we're all good, everything's taken care of, okay, all of that. Because what I'm seeing is like the tire swing, yeah, but no slides, because you'd be freaking out about the slides. You'd be freaking about the kids climbing up and falling off and like going on that. You'd be kind of freaking out about it a little bit. So there's a level of stress and anxiety. You know the word anxiety? Okay, so you're gonna take a page out of Will's book, because if this guy has anxiety, he is not sharing it with the world. He is cool as a cucumber. He's just chill, man. This guy's chill. So one of the things that we get from the world of spirit, very important, is the law of practicality. Law of practicality states if something's challenging you, if something's bothering you, can you do anything about it? Yes or no. If you can't do anything about it, you learn to live with it. If you can do something about it, do something about it. But if you can't do anything about it, you learn to live with it or get away from it. I have to use this example because we're walking into 2024, which is a presidential election year. And you're going to see a whole lot of people getting all Twitter-pated, all wound up really tight, like all of that. You know what Spirit says about the presidential election? Vote and shut the hell up. Seriously. You're gonna vote and shut the hell up. Unless you want to like protest or write your, congressman or your state rep or anything like that. But when it comes to the presidential election, there's very, very little that we can do. So that's that law of practicality. Okay. There's that law of practicality. Will, you got a full-time job, you working for yourself, like work, you got a job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to understand something. A person that's irreplaceable is unpromotable. Apparently your boss is keeping you down. Okay. Like you should be rising, you should be going up. There's something about somebody like holding you down, holding you, keeping you in this position because you serve a very good role. So I want you to it feels like a little bit of manipulation. It feels like dangling the carrot in front of the donkey. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get there. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get there. We're gonna do this. But you feel very like I know that you want more in your life. You want to grow. You want to like make more money. You want to do all of that. But it feels like you're being hindered and held back. Okay, this is by design. This is on purpose. Somebody that is telling you one thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to it. They understand how valuable you are in your position, and they're holding you there. Okay. They're holding you there. So that may be just like business stuff, practicality, allocation of resources, but you have to know when your threshold is. You have to go, okay, my goals are this, very goal-oriented person. I want to be in this position by this amount of time. If I'm not there, then I've got to move on or do something, or be very forthright with your superiors in terms of what you want out of your job. So they know that they can keep you and move you into these positions of management or upper management or whatever it is, because I think that you're just like this natural born leader that's always going to kind of like elevate himself. Like, I'm going to do everything that I can to be the best I can, move into this place of boss management. This is why that entrepreneurial drive is in you. You know, like,
Mhm.
do the thing, be very creative and crafty to make money. You're just a family guy that's got the family of one. You got a family of Danica. Okay. They're also talking about you guys. I don't want to use the word conflict, but there is sort of like a contrast between what you guys like to watch. So make sure that like my husband and I, we'll watch the same thing. We're happy to watch, like, you know, horror movies and do whatever together. But this is very much knowing that maybe, Will, you want to like chill out and watch something that Danica doesn't want to. This is an opportunity for Danica to go do something. And Danica, if you want to watch like silly TV like the Gilmore Girls, we'll go work on the tire swing or something like that. You don't have to, you don't have to work on that. And in fact, what I get is, Will, there's work to be done in your basement. So I don't know if this is like rearranging stuff, things that have to be done in your basement. You know what has to happen in your basement?
Yep.
Okay, so this is an opportunity to let Danica chill out, watch her stupid girl TV, and then go work on the basement. This feels like you get a wet basement. Is water coming in?
Yeah, it's a very, very old house, and there's a little bit of water that does sprinkle down through the old stones.
Yeah. One of the things that you might want to, because my dad is a mason, and what I'm getting is like hydro plug. So hydro plug is hydraulic cement, and it's like really intense cement that you put into cracks, and it expands and it seals the water up. What I'm getting is you're gonna want to make sure that that's taken care of before you get babies in your house.
Yeah.
You know, wet and mold and mildew and all that stuff is gonna have to be reduced. Now, a message for Danica, and this is important. Danica, you're terrified of dying, you're terrified of death, you're terrified of life ending. Okay? And again, I can't speak to acts of God, but I want to remind you, Danica, that there is so much time left in this world with you and Will. So much time, like decades. Okay? So this idea of like, hurry up, get it done, hurry up, get it done, there might be this level of intensity for you, but you can't spend your entire life worried, anxious, like fearing death, any of that, because you guys are going to be like together forever. Okay, you guys are like this fairy tale love. You're going to be together forever. You're going to be like these old people sitting on the porch of your house watching your grandkids swing on that tire swing. But Danica, you can't spend your life worried. You can't spend your life anxious, because right now you're writing this book of your life and you can't spend it worried. Okay, now you're not sitting in a way that I would be able to tell this, but you have neck and shoulder things going on, like tension, neck and shoulder things going on, because the message I get for you is like, go get a massage, please. Like, go get a massage, relax this body. That your natural state of this body is to like get clenched up, like clenched up. I wouldn't drink coffee, I would drink tea. I'm getting the like chamomile tea. So can I ask you, are you a coffee drinker?
In the morning.
Okay. You might be sensitive to coffee in a way that you don't realize. Okay. Like, one of the best things that I ever did was give up coffee, because coffee tweaks me out. Like, seriously, like, oh, it makes me like crazy, like anxious and all that. What I'm getting is chamomile tea. You might need to see tea as like a way to relax your central nervous system. Okay. And apparently you drive like a grandma, because they're showing me like 10 and 2.
Well, if that doesn't tell you.
Someone else is driving like a grandma.
I guess, yeah.
I don't see the grandma's on here, but there's this like really like intense, like clenched upness about you driving. Okay. that might not serve you in a way that you think it does. Because to be hyper aware, to be over aware, to drive, we're going to be intuitive. Remember how I was talking about the difference between the rational and like the emotional, the intuitive? If you're so over here in the rational, that's going to not help you be in the zone. Think about like athletes talking about being in the zone where they're not thinking so much, they're feeling it. So there's to safely drive, there's going to be a lot of feeling. And what I'm getting is you're going to want to make sure that you've got some techniques and this you want to unclench by the time babies get here. Because I know that you're clenched up in a way that you would never want your children to be. Like if you have a mini me, you're going through some anxiety and some stuff that you would not want to pass on to those kids. But I think every parent in this group can relate to this. Kids don't do what we tell them, kids do what we show them. So this is vital that you figure out how to get unclenched and relax a little bit. And then when kids come into your life, then you're showing them how to also be the same. Okay, so super, super important. Will, you might not like to hear this, but apparently, my friend, you need a tattoo.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
All right, are you thinking about it?
I have been, yeah.
Okay. So again, that illustrates that we get those messages, Now I want to tell you and everybody here why I would get the message about tattoos. When Spirit says people need tattoos, it's one of two reasons. The first reason is because it's very ceremonial and ritualistic. There's something you're walking away from. Like there's a version of yourself you no longer want to be. And when you get a tattoo, you're a new person. Okay. The next part of this is this. It might have to do with your immune system. Okay, so tattoos boost the immune system. You get a tattoo, it kind of regenerates the white blood cells because there's like a foreign invader in your skin. So there might be like something where maybe you're working with the public, you need a little immune boost, something like that. Especially if what I'm getting is you're burning the candle at both ends. So if you're working overtime or working a lot, are you doing that, burning the candle at both ends?
Yeah, I was pretty much most of this year, and yeah.
Okay, so that's going to increase the stress on your body. You're going to need something to help with that immune system. Okay. Okay. So for you, Will, what you've got to know is that I'm not sure if this is like your mother's maiden name. I'm not sure if this is your actual birth name. But again, you are what this man is saying is it's like you're righting the wrongs of the reputation associated with your name. Okay. So like remember how I was like talking about role models of who not to be? Okay. So whoever that is in your family would have had an impact on their last name, reputation. They would have acted a certain way. People would have thought a certain way about them. You are rectifying that. So if I'm getting that message, that person might be your dad. I'm not sure. This person might be somebody in your life, but you are hoping to fix the reputation of those people. Okay, just so you know, just because you're doing the right thing, man of integrity, working hard, not stealing, not hurting, not abusing, not doing any of those things. So just keep on doing that. All right,
Okay.
keep on doing
Yeah.
that. And funny message, thank you for taking Christmas more seriously with Danica.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Danica, apparently this guy wasn't good at Christmas at one point in time, and he's taking it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah,
So you're seeing a little bit more thought put into presents and gifts and all of that.
yeah, the last couple years we've both just kind of been in a funk and haven't really done a lot for Christmas. And then once the holidays get closer, or once they're past, we're both kind of bummed out that we didn't even get a tree or do much for Christmas. But this year we got a tree, 2 trees.
2 trees.
And
big one outside. Yeah.
Awesome. So again, vitamin joy. Remember vitamin joy. We need that. Even in July, when things get tough for us, we need to go to the waterfalls. We need to get that joy in that. Okay. Oh, well, I don't want to give you another bill, but apparently you need an ATV.
Oh
no. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. And what immediately came to mind was, you ever seen The Shining?
No, I haven't.
so The Shining, Jack Nicholson, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You know, that sort of
Mhm.
thing where you need to have some play so you don't become the dull boy. So burning the candle at both ends, working too much, you need to check out and play. Okay.
Okay.
So you must be in a place where there's ATV trails or dirt roads or something where you can drive them.
Yep.
Okay, because they wouldn't give me that if you were in the middle of a city. So, okay, hold on. Well, bigger message here. You get an ATV, that means Danica gets her horse. Whoa. So Danica, you want a horse?
I never really thought I wanted a horse.
But you
Okay,
want
so
all the animals,
Yeah.
all the barnyard animals.
you want all the barnyard animals. Okay. So again, this is the give and take. So if you want a horse or goats or mini donkey, or maybe go with a mini donkey because those things are adorable. Okay. Just that give and take. If Will gets his ATV, you get your farm animal. Okay. All right. Whose birthday is in April?
My dad's birthday was in April, but I'm in May and you're in June.
Yeah, my dad's birthday. He's still alive. He's in April.
Okay. So there's something about going on a trip in April for somebody's birthday. I don't know what that is. It could be for somebody who's passed, like Will, if you've lost your dad, it could be for him. Do you know what I mean? Or it could be maybe May is close to April and you guys got to take a vacation because I'm feeling like this vacation. Okay, so if you're on the end or the closer side of April, make sure that you guys plan this vacation to go. Okay, like go and chill out and remove yourself from the worldly burdens of being who you are. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you both for being the fairy tale couple because we need you guys have inspired me to just remember love is so important and I think it's so good to see this wonderful cute couple that is just loving one another and it should give everybody here who struggles with the idea of love inspiration that love is possible. Okay. Last message for you, Will, because I'm being drawn to the back of your neck. If you have any sort of physical stuff that's going on, nerve stuff that's going on, when I get drawn to the back of somebody's neck, that means acupuncture or acupressure is good for a person.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is arthritis. If you're getting anything around arthritis, anything that's like um, repetitive motion injury, anything like that, shoulder, anything like that, please consider acupuncture. Okay.
Sure.
Danica will find you the best one possible.
I believe that.
Okay, let's look to the both of you. Take care of yourselves. Merry Christmas. Here we
Thank
go. On to
you.
the next one.
You too.
Okay, here we go. I want to go to the next wonderful couple here because I go right from one couple to the next. Mark and Wendy Goddard, please. I'm going to put you on spotlight and I've asked you to unmute yourself. Here we go. Hello, thank the both of you for being here.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank the both of you for being Mark and Wendy. Okay. So immediately I'm called to talking about the both of you as being peanut butter and jelly. Very complimentary. Very complimentary. So you complement each other well. Now what I want to ask is the both of you, is this a second marriage?
No,
No? How long have you been together?
32 years.
Yeah.
Well, 32 years
32 years.
married and about 14 years before that.
Wow. Okay. So is this your second home? Are you guys in a place where you haven't
Yes.
lived before?
Yes.
Okay, because this feels like the reason that I'm asking that is it feels like a sequel.
Yeah.
Like one part of your life was this, and then another part of your life was that. Okay, sequel energy. Okay. Wendy, you heard me talking about bird song, like listening to bird song. Okay, that's vital for you, especially for you. Okay, the message that I'm being is like, you can't solve everybody's problems. Okay, you can't solve everybody's problems, and I'm gonna lean into my grandmother's French a little bit. So here comes some swearing. Okay, hold on. Moms and wives, they are the preeminent bullshit hunters. Okay, so they're kind of raised to women are raised to like once they become a woman, they're raised to like hunt the bullshit, pay the bills, buy the groceries, get the kids to the doctors, do all of that. And you've heard the term, and I hate this term, but it's the only thing that explains it. You've heard the term of being a Karen. Like, do you understand that? Like being a Karen? Okay, so being a Karen is just like this woman who's judgy and bitter, needs to see the manager. She's never pleased. She's upset with life. Any woman who become that or a negative Nancy or what have you, they never start out that way. They never start out that way. They become that way, I believe, because they're constantly looking at the negative. Okay, constantly hunting the bullshit, constantly trying to solve people's problems. And what I get is take the weight off your chest and don't worry about a thing. Like, take the weight off your chest and don't worry about a thing. People's problems are yours to solve. Okay. And I'm really guided to this because in spirit, you have this woman who would have been very detached from people. So what I mean by this is like you know this expression, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Mhm.
Okay. Wendy, you're paying attention to monkeys that aren't in your circus. Okay. Like they're just not your situation, they're not your problems. This woman that's with you in spirit is like, I wouldn't have a problem letting them fall on their face. That's not my issue. That's not my thing. She's a very cold and practical. And I don't want to say she's loveless, but she's very cold and practical and just very much not my business, not my stuff. Okay. I'll take care of my core family. But if they're next door neighbors and they got issues, I might lend them a cup of sugar, but I'm not going to sacrifice my well-being to take care of them. Okay. So it's about allocation of resources, inner, mental, and emotional resources for you. Okay. All right. This second house of yours, have you guys renovated it? Like remodeled it, done any work like that?
Oh, we're always working on it. We
Okay.
want to finish our basement now, yes.
Okay, there's this remodeling, this renovation for Wendy, for you. What I'm getting is this like, thank you. And I love what you've done with the place. I get this message of like, I love what you've done with the place. So you must be very um active in the remodel and the renovation and taking things seriously.
Yep.
Okay. One of the things that I want to explain to you is this. I do believe the spirit of your home builder is attached to your home. Okay, so don't be freaked out. This is not about home hunting or anything like this. But in the same way that people look after their family, okay, from the world of spirit, imagine the person that would have built your home, like looking at you from the world of spirit, thinking that that home is something that they're proud of. Do you guys know how old this house is or who built it?
So we had this house built when we moved here 10 years ago, but you could be talking about the land that it's on as well.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, was it manicured land, taken care of, something?
Well, the owner was mowing it and keeping it looking good so that he could sell.
Yes. So that owner must be passed.
I don't know. I don't know if he is or not.
Okay. I just get this idea that it's very like, thank you. It's like you're creating a sanctuary. Thank you for being responsible. Thank you for being a steward. Thank you for taking care of it.
The
Okay.
land has gone
So
through
this means
several,
also,
the land has gone through several owners over the years before us. So it could be a
okay.
previous owner.
Yeah, they could be, but it's very much this level of stewardship. Not only are you taking care of the house, you must not be hurting the land, dumping oil out back, that sort of thing. Very much thank
Right.
you for taking
We-
care of the
we-
place.
Yeah, we tried very hard to develop the land for the wildlife and not impact it as much as any more than we had to.
Perfect. Yes, that's it right there. Now, Mark, it's Mark, right? I don't. Your name disappeared. Mark. Okay, Mark. Okay. So, do you have sons? May I ask you? Do you have a son? Do you have sons?
No, we don't.
Okay. Do you have grandsons yet?
No,
No,
no
no
children.
children.
No children. Okay. Here's something that's fascinating. Apparently, you're supposed to write a book about your life. Okay. Like I get this big message about writing a book. Okay. Big message about writing your book. Now, I'm all about writing books of like our grandparents, our parents, to preserve that knowledge, to preserve that history. And most of the time, that's for the people that come before us, like come after us, write our story so our grandkids know who we come from.
Mhm.
All right. Do you have any close relatives, like nephews, anybody that would care about your existence?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has a nephew.
One nephew, yeah.
Okay. Is he like a son to you?
We don't see him a lot, but I will say that he inherited most of the family photos and things. So we have made albums of photos and we've we've donated things to Jefferson Historical Society because he really has the most a lot of the knowledge of the family history.
Okay, so it's not only your book, it's gotta be your family's book, because I keep getting this image, like, write the stories. I want to show you something here. I wrote this book for my grandmother. So it's just a book of like pictures and stories and poems that she wrote. So it's impossible, but this book, and this is something that I firmly believe in, it's a tragedy that we get reduced to a headstone, that we get reduced to a pile of ashes. You know, when we pass away, that's what happens to us. This book is for my family, yes, but it's also for the descendants of our family 100 years from now. So if you have all the old photos, if you have all the old pictures and all of that, and there are descendants of your family, think about the descendants of the town, think about the descendants of your family who are going to need to know this. I think, and I could be wrong here, but it feels like you're savvy enough with a computer to figure out how to do this.
Right, and we have compiled several books of our grandparents, great grandparents, photo albums, etc. And my brother recently passed away, and myself and my sister and things like that. So we have put together a lot of the stuff that I collected over the years.
I want you to consider this like a project from Spirit. Okay, I want you to consider that this is important, because one of the things that you have to ask is, having no children, what's going to happen to that stuff when you pass away?
My nephew's going to get what we have done. We've decided for that. Yeah.
Perfect. We live in a world, like, my husband and I have a publishing house. We could help you put these into book format. You could put them into book format, and you could self-publish them on Amazon. You could do any of this stuff. It's a different world now. It is a different world. But this is something about preserving the stories, because it really feels like you're the memory keeper, and that's what spirits would call it, the keeper of memories. Okay. Now, okay, hold on. As soon as you said something about your brother passing, I want to talk to you about this. Okay, I want to talk to you about this. Was this an older brother?
A year younger than me.
A year younger, but older in like body, like
Yes.
tired, beat up.
Yes.
Okay.
He
But
went
was
down
he
the road
distant
back.
from you?
Pardon?
Was he distant from you? Did he live in a far place?
Yes, he lived in Maine, and we really didn't have much chance to have contact as we've had in the past.
Gotcha. So this could be somebody else in your family, but I want to talk to you about who this person is that I feel coming forward. Again, that geographical distance from this person. This person feels like fun-loving and chill. Like, nothing's gonna bother me. I'm just chill. I'm just kind of chill out, like, just chill energy. He wasn't high-strung, was he? He was just like kind of relaxed, kick back.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so. He enjoyed life. Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed life. This isn't somebody who was mean or angry. This none of that. I just feel kind of chill, like chill energy. And now he's showing me, or this person is showing me like apples, almost like apple pie. Or did he grow apples or have apple trees on his property?
He went to cooking school,
Yeah.
so he cooked. He did a lot of things like that.
Right, and he was very like plants and trees and shrubs, and worked the extensive gardens and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what that apple would mean. Somebody who grew fruit and cooked and apple pie, growing apples. I bet the guy had apple trees on his property.
Good effort.
Okay. Was this man divorced?
He's never married.
Never
He had-
married.
He
Okay.
had close relationships though, but he never married.
Okay. Here's the thing that I have for you, and Wendy, this is more geared towards you. I want to like, the spirit is thanking you for being devoted to Mark in the way that, like, maybe this man would have experienced like betrayal. This is why I'm asking about divorce. You know, somebody who would have like not treated him well, somebody who would have hurt him. This is that idea of thank you for being devoted, like a devoted wife to him.
Mhm.
So do you know of any tumultuous relationships this guy had?
Yes, he had a serious relationship when he was in his mid-teens, around high school, shortly after high school, my grandmother intervened and broke up the relationship.
But he also had another companion who committed suicide later on.
Gotcha. And that unfortunately, and I just have to say that's a form of abandonment. It is. So again, this is that thank you, Wendy, for being such a good wife to Mark. Okay, thank you for that. Now, if the both of you are ever entertaining cruises, don't go to the tropics, go to the Alaska cruises. Okay. So have you ever considered that? Because this is a message that I get, that y'all need to travel, have a little bit of vacation, maybe get on a boat somewhere, but it's not the tropical cruises. It's like get north to Alaska.
Yeah, I hate hot weather. Cold would definitely be my choice.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like the hot weather either. I'd go on an Alaskan cruise before I went on a tropical cruise, okay? Who would take care of your animals, Wendy, though? So this is the funny thing. If you guys went for a vacation, do you have animals?
We
Oh,
have
yeah.
2 dogs right now, but we've had many, many through the years. But we do have 2 dogs
Okay.
now.
But you, like, they must be yours, because the question that I'm getting is who would take care of your animals? Who would take care of your babies? You know what I mean?
Definitely the caretaker.
So, yeah, well, you want to make sure that you're enjoying life as much as you can, because life is like, this is the ultimate campground. We're here to have fun. We're here to play and adventure and explore, you know, and if you have that in you and you're able to physically get there, I want you to consider getting there. Okay. It's that play. I go from Danica and Will, because this is interesting. You're like the older version of Danica and Will. Like, here's Will and Danica, like fairy tale like connection, you know, love, you know, attached to the hip, all of that. So aren't you. Okay, so aren't you, this fairy tale connection. Now, here I am, and this is what I have to tell you, is this. Being that you guys have been together for many decades, okay, and you've seen a lot of death along the way, and you've seen people like move into the world of spirit, I have to speak, and I think this is more for you, Mark, than it is Wendy, because Wendy, you feel kind of like practical, like it is what it is, and what's going to happen is going to happen. So there's this practical energy around you. But I want to speak more to Mark's heart, to let you both know that whoever passes first, you guys will be reunited in the world of spirit. It's always a reuniting. Okay, so one of you is going to pass first, and I'm very transparent about this. You know, very rarely do people like pass together in their sleep or anything like that. So usually one person is left behind and another person carries on in that way. You two are here so I can relay this message to everybody. This earthly existence, this realm that we're in, is a vacation. Okay, so a vacation by definition is a temporary place that you go to enjoy yourself. When we pass away, we go home. This is a vacation. So we're going to take that analogy a step further. This is a camping trip. The camping trip. It's a camping trip. Okay. So when you go camping, you're supposed to leave it better than you found it. There's a whole level of stewardship that humans are not getting right, because we might come back to the campground. Other people are coming to the campground after us. Okay. But one of the things that I want you both to know, and this is directed to Will and Danica as well, and anybody here who has loved ones, whoever passes first is going home. Okay, so like Mark, if you pass first, you're going home. You're going to watch Wendy here in the campground. Wendy, if you pass first, you're going to watch Mark here in the campground. I need both of you to remember, one, it's going to hurt. Of course, it's going to be grief. There's going to be pain. As soon as we start to love, we start to lose. But love never dies. We never die. I want you to imagine this, Wendy. If you pass first and go with that idea of the one-way mirror, okay? If you pass first and you're in the world of spirit and you're watching Mark in this world, okay? You're going to want him to be at peace as soon as he can be. You're going to want him to still love life and enjoy life and know love, all of that. You're not going to want him to like walk around and be glum and grief-ridden all the time. The same is true if it's switched. You know, Mark, if you pass away first and you're watching through that one-way mirror and you're watching Wendy here, well, you're going to want to you're going to want her to be at peace. You're going to want her to know love. You're going to want her to know health and abundance. So this is why humans, especially now in this culture, we don't really grieve well because we don't have that proof that we're taken on, like that we continue on and that we watch. So I just want to keep this in mind because you guys have quite some time left. I'm not predicting anything. None of you are going to die soon, but I think that it's entering more Mark's mind than it is Wendy's right now. Because I'm speaking to you, Mark, about mortality and death. You've just lost a brother, so you're a curious scientific man, so you wonder how this process works. Well, there is this connection. There is this connection, and when we always navigate towards peace, we give the person that's watching us in spirit peace as well. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I do want to say this, Mark. You do have another man that's not your brother. That's not he. I can't say he's not chill, but this is a different spirit than you. He's expressing how important it is for you to do this work about preserving information. So this is somebody who enjoyed history as well. This is like a father figure, grandfather. He very much enjoyed history. He very much enjoyed legacy, integrity, all of that. Just consider how important this is, not a year from now, but 100 years from now. Okay, the stories, the history, all of that. And what I get to is this is a man who used to use horses to draw something. So this is an older man. He used to work with horses. He used to maybe even pull wood out of pull logs out of the woods with horses. Might plow with horses. This is somebody who worked with horses.
Yeah.
Okay. Did your dad work with horses?
My grandfather, he worked in the lumber, cutting wood and drip grading wood, et cetera, like that. And they lived on a farm. Grew up on a farm. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is that person. Imagine, again, let's empathize with them. Imagine those people watching you now. Imagine them having this wisdom of life carrying on. Carrying on. They're here. You're his movie. It was very important about that integrity, that honor, that holding on to those stories and preserving the stories. Because one day you're going to be in the world of spirit and you're going to be watching your nephew and his kids and all of that carry on. Those stories are more important than you realize. And one of the reasons why I kind of get hit over the head with this by spirit is because you guys might be you're like my parents' age, you might be a little bit older than me, but I can say that what we have in common is that neither one of us grew up with the internet. Like we didn't grow up with the internet, we didn't grow up with cell phones or social media. This world will soon be full of people who have. That's it. There's a whole lot of analog people left in this world and a whole lot of digital people. There's two types of humans, okay? People that grow up with the internet and people that don't. Pretty soon, it's going to be just everybody who's grown up with the internet, everybody that has access to that technology. That's a different type of human. And those humans are going to need all of the information from your grandfather's era. My grandmother could birth calves, without a problem. Pregnant cow. I couldn't cut the head off of a chicken if I wanted to. I'm a completely different person than my grandmother is. My grandmother wouldn't blink an eye when it comes to that. There's going to be that stuff that needs to be preserved just for the basis of preserving it, yes, but people need to know who they came from. People need to know their heritage and their history, okay? Wendy, I want to ask you too, and this is important for you, please. Do you have neck issues?
Oh, not specifically, but at my age, I have, pains everywhere. Back more than
Don't
neck.
give up yet, gal. Don't give up yet, okay? Don't give up. All right. Have you ever seen a chiropractor?
No.
Don't do chiropractic. Some people just won't.
Well, I
Okay.
just never happened to have, no. Not that
Okay.
I wouldn't, I just haven't.
Yeah, it feels like you could use a good neck crack so you don't get drawn to your neck, that sort of thing. Just loosen that stuff up, all of it. And what I'm getting for you too is that you should go back to canning. So I don't know if you canned or your mama canned or something like that, but there's something about doing jellies or jams. Have you ever done that?
My mother used to do jellies. I never
Okay.
have. I've never canned, but she used to.
Okay, pick it up, please, if you can. Okay. Not that you don't have enough to do, but there's something about really loving dilly beans. Like I'm seeing dilly beans, okay? Like the beans, the dilly beans, the pickles, all those things. If you like a good dilly bean, please make it. but I want you to consider how powerful that food is. So this is like a homesteading, that like you'll bring your mom closer when you do that stuff. You know, she'll be here doing it with you. The next piece of information here, you guys must have wood heat. Do you have wood heat?
Yes.
Yes, partly.
Okay,
We have a wood
all
stove.
right. Okay, the reason that I'm asking that is I believe, Wendy, you need a humidifier, not a dehumidifier. You need a humidifier. What I'm getting is like your nasal passages get dry. Do your
Yes,
nasal passages?
yeah,
Okay, so go ahead and put the pot of water on the stove, if you will.
okay.
All right, take care of yourself because you're taking care of your mom's daughter. All right. So again, Mark, you have plenty to do, but I want you to imagine that an hour of your day is only 4% of your day. An hour of your day is only 4% of your day. I want you to consider like writing books, writing stories, getting that stuff preserved. You can put an hour a day to it and just like a little chink at a time, you know, a little chink in the armor at a time, you know, do it consistently. And before you know it, you're going to have a story. Okay.
Yeah.
You might also want to think about, there's a man who went to war. You might want to think about like writing his story. Okay. So there's something about somebody who'd gone to war. Did your dad go to war? Did anybody, uncle go to war? Somebody who
He
went to
didn't. He
war.
wasn't active in the war, but my uncle was
Great uncle.
my great uncle on the other side was in the war, and etc. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you must have pictures and stories about this person,
Sum me up. Yeah.
because it's like that person deserves a book of their own.
Yeah.
So who would ever, you know, you could write a book about a certain family, but there's somebody that went to war or something that deserves a book of their own.
His great uncle won a lot of medals in World War One.
Yeah.
World War One.
Yeah.
He won quite a few medals, and he was very involved in the war.
Okay, so there's stories behind each and every one of those medals. You might have to dig into military records. You might have to dig into those things. You can make it a half historical book, half, you know, like global history and personal history. I think that's right up your alley. Okay. So thank you both for being here. Last message that I'm going to give you. Oh my gosh, they just want to turn you into farmers, because now what I'm getting is like, you guys need to sugar this year. Like do sugar, like tap some trees, do some sugaring. Is that something you've ever done?
No, our neighbor does, and we've thought about dabbling at it, but
Yeah, when I
His-
first moved here, I helped a guy up the street.
his grandfather used to sugar.
My grandfather used to sugar, and I used to go to the sugaring house with him when I was young, and eat the raw sap and loved all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, do that. I mean, you're only, and again, not being morbid here, but you're only going to be in this world for a certain amount of time. You're only going to have so many years before you sugar, to sugar. Think about how many years you have left. Think about how many springs you have left that you can. And this is like that old fashioned, like put the metal buckets up on the tree and just
Yeah.
collect it. That's the stuff that's going to keep you healthy and going and out in the nature, and like it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So I want you guys. What I'm hearing is a good 20 buckets should do it. So you guys must have your own little sugar bush.
I'll have to work on that one. Yeah.
But you guys must have maple trees on your property.
We do.
We do. Yeah. And we have a wood lot.
Okay.
We might be able to get something off. Yeah. So
Yeah, do that. Do that. Well, Wendy can research it, figure out how to do it, and she will tell you exactly what to do, because she
Yeah,
is outside
absolutely.
of doing that. Okay. So perfect. Thank you guys for being here. Have a Merry Christmas. I'm going to go to somebody else now. So thank you for being here. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you so
Same to
much.
you.
There you go. All right. Okay. So
Hmm.
the first person that I got drawn to. Okay.
Wow.
Here we go. I'm going to call on Amy. Amy, I'm going to ask you to unmute here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Amy. You're not familiar to me, so if we've ever met before, you must have done something different with your hair. So if we've ever met before, I'm not remembering you. So I just want to make sure, we've never done this before, have we? Like, we've never had a one-on-one, have we?
We have, but about 4 years ago.
Okay. So I don't remember a thing about it. I don't remember the stuff that I did yesterday. I kind of lose all of this. So when I say this to you, if I repeat anything from back in the day to you today, it's because you need to hear it. Okay, so if I ever connect with another person again, and the off chance that I repeat something to somebody, well, it's just because you need to hear it again. Okay, so, okay. I just want to like translate the energies that I'm getting because I got to translate them. Okay. You got like this woman and this man in spirit around you. So I got two spirits coming together here first. All right. And they're feeling like peanut butter and jelly, but I want to describe to you how they're different. So you got this woman who would want everything to be the same, to be stable, like no change. I don't like change. I don't want to flip things on its head. You got a man who's like, flip it on its head, flip it on its head. And there's this excitement in that that's what you've done. Apparently, in your life, you kind of flipped it on its head. You've become reborn again. I'm not sure what this is, but there's this excitement about flipping it on its head, and a strong inclination of being a survivor, a strong inclination of being a survivor, and redefining your life. So, since we connected back in the day, because it feels like way back then to today, you've taken your life and just flipped it on its head, like completely in a different place. So this man is excited for you because he wants change. He doesn't want things to be the same. This is like peace and excitement and joy and all of the things. He's so happy that you survived that, but he's really happy that you flipped your life on your head, like flipped it on its head. He's just saying it's like, I keep hearing flipped it right over. And this woman is proud that you've done this, but it's not what this woman would have done herself. Okay. She would have just been stable and secure and like no change. I'm gonna like it's almost from a place of fear. Like I'm not gonna try the new thing. I'm not gonna move to the new place. I'm not gonna like everything's gonna be the same. So you have this very it's weird how he keeps showing this to me because he might have made these or had these. Do you know what a whirligig is?
Yep.
You know what a whirligig is, right? The lawn ornament with like the duck legs. Okay. So I don't know if he's associated with that, but he's very much like this. Like there's this like, excitement of change and flipping it over on its head. And this woman, they're here together, and this woman is saying, good job, because I wouldn't have ever done this. I wouldn't have done what you've done. So she's very like stable and smooth, but she's very excited that you've kind of redefined your life. So you're a new version of Amy, aren't you?
I'm the real version of Amy.
I love
I'm
it.
not what
I
other
love
I'm
that.
not what other people expect me to be anymore.
Awesome. Okay, so you're reborn in that way. You're back to what you were when you came into this world. All right.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent,
Yep.
excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. So I have to talk to you about something. Okay. And this is like an energetic thing because I'm not very woo-woo when I do this stuff, but here's some woo that I'm gonna give you, all right? One of the best pieces of information or advice that my dad would have ever given me, and my dad's a big man like me, but he's a mountain man. He's got like a beard out to here and hair out to here. He's like, he looks like Odin, old logger guy, an old mason. And the best piece of advice he ever gave me is had to do with driving. When you're driving, you look out the windshield. You don't look in the rear view.
Right.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to give you a term that's kind of been overdone in like pop psychology, and like everybody hears this word, but it's a real thing that people suffer from. In your rear view, you have a narcissist. Do you know this? Do you know what a narcissist is?
Yeah. There might be a couple back there, but one pops to mind.
Okay, the first one that pops to mind is important. Every narcissist is an energy vampire. Not every energy vampire is a narcissist, but every narcissist is an energy vampire. And I want to ask you, okay, do you ever randomly dream of this person?
Yes.
Okay. This is why I'm going here. So I got to explain to you here about some dynamics of relationship. And now narcissism, the narcissistic personality disorder, the energy vampire thing, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be like
No.
a boss or a parent or something like that. Okay. what happens is we come to in a relationship to somebody, we kind of match their frequency, good, bad, or indifferent. But a narcissist is going to kind of, the best way I can explain it is like stick a cord in you, and they're going to incite an emotional reaction in you. And every time you get like emotionally wound up, they're going to drain you. You're going to feel drained. You're going to feel drained. One of the things that happens, a byproduct of that relationship, is you fall under the influence of that person. So again, I'm going to lean into like the toxic man relationship here for a moment. In that way, a lot of people know, think of people that struggle with alcohol or drugs. They know, they look at alcohol, they look at drugs, and they're like, I know it's bad news for me, but I can't help myself. We can be like that with people. I know this person's bad news for me, but there's just something about this person that I can't help, like being pulled to or attracted to. So you're the person that's kind of like giving everybody here an opportunity to learn about that narcissism, because when we join connection with people, romantic or otherwise, we fall under their influence. We get into their aura, we get into their energy field. And sometimes those energy fields aren't healthy. Okay. So to help you be reborn, and to help you kind of like release this connection from this person, whether they're in spirit or not, to release this connection from this person, take a sea salt bath. Okay. So the sea salt bath is something that kind of cleanses this energetic field. You know, every living creature has a bioelectromagnetic field that they put off. Okay. And especially for somebody like you who's dealing with secondary trauma. Do you know what secondary trauma is?
Explain where you're going with it.
So secondary trauma is like something I deal with. When I deal with people who are hurt and they have grief and they have their own trauma, when I experience it, it's secondary. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep.
So you know what secondary trauma is then. You're dealing with it. And one of the impacts of that, how that impacts you, is that kind of sticks to your auric body, that sticks to your energy field. One of the best ways to cleanse that is salt, like sea salt, not Epsom salt. So I want you to take a sea salt bath that just kind of sloughs it all off. You'll feel better. It's a spirit bath. It really is. Okay. Now, you're drawing. Oh, you got a bad tooth?
A few.
A few. Okay. And like, I'm not saying that they're like cosmetically bad, but like I'm feeling like a pain. Okay.
Mhm.
Like something here that they want you to get taken care of. Okay. Like,
I'm in the middle of major dental reworking. Yep.
gotcha. Okay. So part of this is causing you pain.
Mhm.
Like you actually have physical pain. Okay. I'm gonna, all right. So part of this is inflammation. Okay, like you're experiencing inflammation, your body's inflamed, your gums might be bleeding, that sort of thing. I want to give you, and here's this peculiar medicine. Again, not a medical provider, don't provide medical advice, but I want to explain to you what's coming through. And this is going to be like counterintuitive. Okay, apparently, maple syrup is going to be good for you.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So what I would, don't drink it by the gallon, but like maybe put some maple syrup in a tea or in your coffee or something like that. But there's something anti-inflammatory, like an antioxidant. There's something good about maple syrup. That's like what I'm tasting, and it's kind of picking up off of Mark and Wendy. But I want you to know that there's something. I'd have you research it. You know, anti-inflammatory benefits of maple syrup. I think there's a lot of medical properties to maple syrup.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
A weird piece of advice for somebody who's dealing with teeth stuff. Okay. The next thing, again, because I get some medical stuff, because they're all about your well-being, physical, emotional, mental, all of that. I want to talk to you about your ears. Okay. Like ear stuff going on. Are you prone to ear infections?
No.
Okay. I got a weird message for you. Clean your ears out with hydrogen peroxide. Have you ever done that?
No, I don't think so, but I don't think I've ever had an ear infection in my life. So
okay, so there might be you might be exposed to bacteria. It's a way for bacteria to get in there.
Okay.
There's something about the other question that I have around your ears, because this is why the other reason I get drawn to ears. Are you sensitive to particular metals? Like metals in your ear, you can only wear certain metals?
no, don't think so.
Okay, so you want to clean your ears out with hydrogen peroxide then. Okay, there's something about cleaning those ears. Maybe there's, maybe it'll help with your jaw, maybe it'll help with your teeth. I'm not sure what this is. But there's
Maybe.
just take a little cap of hydrogen peroxide, dump it in your ear, and let it and then take a paper towel. It cleans it. It's gonna be itchy. It'll drive you crazy a little bit, but it's
Yes.
worth it.
Okay.
Okay, so just clean those ears. All right. I want to ask you, from where you're at, do you have a back deck?
Yeah.
You have a back deck, but not a back porch, right?
No, I have a really big porch.
You have a porch with a roof?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you have problems? Because this is what they want you to do. Not in the middle of winter, of course, but in the spring. Would you have problems hanging baskets out there?
No problem at all.
Okay, so do you do that?
I do.
Okay, perfect. What I'm seeing is a fuchsia. Do you like fuchsias?
I love them. I haven't done them at this house, but I love them. So, okay.
Okay, so next year do some fuchsias. Okay. Um, Tabitha, thank you. Things with teeth can lead to issues in the ears. I just saw a chat pop up there. So if I'm being directed to your teeth,
Yeah.
issues with your ears are all connected there. So, want to take care of it. And hydrogen peroxide, a lot of people actually gargle with hydrogen peroxide. So I'm not sure if that's anything you'd want to consider or it's necessary for your teeth or anything like that, but it's just about cleaning out the bacteria and, taking care of all that stuff. Even
Oh,
just getting rid of wax. So, all right.
Gonna.
Okay, so another message for you here is this again, because I translate energy, I translate feeling. The words that I'm hearing, your mom is proud of you for not taking shit anymore. Okay, so can I ask you first and foremost, is your mama in spirit?
She's in spirit. Yep.
She's in spirit. Okay, so this rebirth of you being reborn, you're not taking shit anymore. And that's
Right.
important.
And she was the
Okay.
biggest one to give it to me. So good on her.
Well, hold on. Are you not taking shit from her anymore? Like literally, are you not? Well, hold
She's
on,
not
hold
alive
on.
anymore, but even before that, no, I couldn't. I mean, that was
Okay.
part of me getting stronger, And I also got more compassion toward her. There was dementia involved at that point, so it was no point being mad at her anymore.
Yeah, and again, that life review that I talk about, when people go through their life review, this is what I believe happens, and I can't prove it. But anybody who would cause pain in this world, they see it, they experience it. So anybody that causes pain to others in this world, they go through a life review, they see it, they know it, they feel it.
I don't
They
think
do,
she
they
meant.
experience
I
it.
don't think she meant to. She wanted the best for her kids and whatever. It's just to get personal. She never understood how she had a daughter like me, and I never understood how I got a mother like her. And at this point, we're both at peace with it. It was what it was, and it was a learning experience for both
Well,
of
that's
us.
that's something for everybody to hear, because there are people that intentionally inflict harm. There are people that unintentionally inflict harm, that sort of thing. But this mama is proud of you for not taking shit anymore. Okay. Now, what I want to do, and I can't do it because we're doing virtual, and I wouldn't do it even if we were in person. It feels like I want to take my thumb and go up under a shoulder blade. You got a shoulder injury?
Yes.
Yeah, there's something like that's a massage thing, like getting up in there and massaging, that sort of thing. Super important for you to do that. Okay. So if you get the massages, do you ever have physical therapy on it?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
That's underway too. That's just a long-standing muscle and nerve problem and results in all kinds of things. Yeah.
Don't feel like you're being parented here, Amy, but you gotta
No, I
listen to
don't.
that. Like you gotta listen to the physical therapist. So if the physical therapist says, hey, do these exercises 20 times, 3 times a day, 20 times, make sure that you're listening to it and make sure that you're not, you're doing it all the way through, because you got to listen to the professional. All right. Yeah, just thank you for flipping your life. This feels like, and I don't know if you've moved areas, moved houses, just I don't you have, because it feels like your whole life has been flipped on its lid in such a wonderful way. Now, I can't tell from here, but are you like Jacqueline in the very beginning who hasn't done Christmas? Do you have no Christmas stuff up in your house?
I don't really. I put a
Well, it's
wreath up
Christmas Eve.
and I have a little tree out on the front porch, one of those old ceramic light bright trees, but that's about all I do.
Okay. Well, it's Christmas Eve, so you might have a little bit of time. Like, it's going to be difficult for you to go out and do something, get a tree, hang up lights, or anything like that. But maybe for tonight, you can bring that tree inside. Maybe not. I'm not sure, but maybe next year you think about doing Christmas in a little bit brighter way.
It's kind of hard without my guy, you know, I just get through it.
Okay. So, have you lost somebody recently?
He's been gone almost 10 years.
Okay. That's probably the
And
guy that was excited about you flipping your life on its lid,
he lived his life like a whirligig. That boy was crazy.
like a whirly game. Okay. Whirly game. Did you wear a baseball cap?
Yeah.
He did. Okay. So that was him. Okay. Just remember, interesting that I would go from Danica and Will to Mark and Wendy and to you. And I was talking to Mark and Wendy about being reunited with our loved ones. And it's only a matter of time before you're reunited with him. Okay. So keep that in mind. And did this guy like really strong coffee, like good coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Every once in a while, put out a cup of coffee for him. Just like give him a cup of coffee, bring him in closer, make sure that you're talking to him, and always keep in mind that one-way mirror. Okay, that they're always there with you. I also want to ask you, and again, this could be another relative of yours, but I think it's this guy, the whirly gig, flipping it on the end, that sort of thing. Apparently, this guy has a bunch of brothers in the world of spirit. So when I hear brothers, like it's actual brothers or like blood brothers, like military members or something like that. So he's in a community. He's got loved ones over there.
Yep.
Okay. So just give him the best life possible. You want him to rest in peace, you consistently move towards your peace. Okay. And calling you a survivor at the very beginning, well, you survived one of the worst things a human can go through. So just remember that you're constantly going to do that, and you do that for their benefit. Not just yours, but you do that for theirs, because we have to have empathy for our dead. So here's an example. This grandmother of mine, she suffered the worst things a human could suffer from. She lost her mother at 5 years old, grew up without a mom. She buried two sons, she buried her husband, she buried her father.
Oh,
And she lived until she was 87. I do everything that I can every day of my life to move towards peace so she can be at peace. I take care of her grandson because she's not here to do that. I want her to be at peace. I constantly focus on my own, not from a selfish place, but from a place knowing that it gives my husband peace, it gives my parents peace, it gives my grandmother and spirit peace. That's why love is a responsibility. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. Love is a responsibility. We take care of ourselves to take care of our loved ones. So you're apparently doing a bang up job on that. Just, shoulder injury, teeth stuff, life stuff, hanging baskets, all of that wonderful stuff. And before you know it, now I'm not telling you you're going to die in 20 years. I can't say that. But imagine how fast the last 20 years went by. They went by so fast, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So before you know it, the next 20, 30 years are going to be gone, and you're going to be in spirit with him. Okay. And there's something about a camper. Like you guys are going to have a camper over there or do the RVing thing. I don't know if that's a dream that you ever had.
That'd be cool. I don't know. We didn't get a chance to get that far. You know, he was gone at
You must
60.
have thought about it. You must have thought about it. I don't know. But you're going to have adventures.
Whatever
So
he
just know
wants
that
to
the
do.
world
Whatever he
continues on
wants.
and you'll be with him. Okay? So take
That's
care of
good to know.
yourself.
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Take care of yourself until you get there. All right. And one last
Thank you.
thing. This man must have had arthritis in his hand. Like, do you remember his
He,
hand being arthritic?
he and I both do. Yep.
Okay, there's something about him having an arthritis hand, like an arthritic hand, but that's like the hand he would have held your hand with. There's something about an arthritis hand, like an arthritic hand holding your hand. So just know you guys will be reunited, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Josh.
Yes, and I'm gonna go to one last person here. So I'm gonna take the spotlight off of you. And there's a name that is hitting my head like wild. Bobby Joe. Hello.
Hello.
All right. Hi, Bobby Joe. Thank you
Hi.
for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. So I want to ask you something here. First and foremost, do you care for a
Sure.
bunch of children?
What?
Do you care for a bunch of children? Do you work with kids?
No, I have a mild to moderate high functioning autistic son.
Okay, so that's going to feel like a bunch of children, but you're a caretaker to
Yeah.
some kids. Yeah,
It definitely
yeah.
is. Prudy's his grandma.
Say it again.
Prudy? She's grandma.
Oh, okay. So Bobby Joe, I'm directed to you, but I want to give you props for how well you're taking care of kids.
Thank you. I'm doing my best.
No, I do believe you are.
I was a babysitter in my high school days, and I helped raise my baby brother and baby sister out of diapers. So
Okay.
I have had experience taking care of younger children.
Yeah, you're just this big caretaking love and energy, like you'd be the ideal sort of like daycare person.
Yeah,
You were
my last foster mother was ran a daycare center. Rainbow Land Daycare. I helped her take care of the kids from 6 months up till going into school.
Yeah, I'm directed right to you, and I want to thank you for taking care of kids in the way that you do. Okay.
Thank you.
That's one of the most honorable, if not the most honorable thing that we can do in this world is to take care of the vulnerable, take care of the young, take care of the old as well. So thank you for that.
My
Now,
father taught me that way.
I want to come to you with this message, okay? And I'm not sure if you're planning this, and I'm not sure if it's something that you're looking at. And again, this is future stuff. And when I talk about the future, it can be really, really wobbly. Okay? So
Yeah,
the
I can
really wobbly
understand
thing
that.
about the future is this.
It's
It
not
feels like
set
to
in
me in the
stone.
future, it's not set in stone, but it feels like to me in the future, you're gonna have a new doctor or a new treatment team for your son. Have you thought about that? Is that something that you've considered?
In a way, yeah. Well, it's been something that Grandma and me has talked over, and we're trying to see if what's going on first.
So take everything that I say with a grain of salt here. Okay, I do believe there's a new professional in your life that's coming up in the future, like a new professional to take care, to help look after this child and what have you. Oh my gosh, I'm getting something really loud here, and again, it's hard for me to pass this message on, but this is something that you need to know. I believe that your son is medicated. Is he
No,
on any medication?
no, he's on no medications.
Okay. So the reason that I'm like getting this is that there might be somebody that comes into your future that helps put him on a medicine or changes his medicine or does something that changes what he's like, chills him out, calms him down. And I'm not a big believer in like medicine in terms of like medicating children or
Oh,
Ritalin
neither am
or any
I.
of
Neither
that.
am I.
Okay. Hear me out on this. This might be a nutritionist that comes into your life and says, what is he eating? What is he,
Well, he's
looking at his
already seeing a
foods.
nutritionist, and he's on a diet right now.
He is, okay. There's
Yes.
going to be a change. You're going to get a medical professional or somebody on his team in the future that's going to look at things in a different way make a change that you're going to be okay with because you're going to participate in it. Okay, you're going to say, yeah, I believe in that. We're going to try this. But there's like, and I'm getting like 3 months time from now. Like things are going to be good in 3 months time. Like better.
That would be
Better
great.
in 3 months. Yes. So this
Yeah,
is
that would
just,
be great.
and what I get is that this person looks young. Like the professional looks young. They're like a young man, I think, or they're going to be not an old person. They're going to be a younger person. So again, be very open to very open to new methods, new techniques, new things
Oh,
like that that might come.
trust me. I'm allergic to penicillin and sulfa, and they wanted to put me on medication because I'm bipolar manic depressive. When I was a kid, I was diagnosed at 4.5. I've had the just sticker in a padded room thing. Their psychiatrist who saw me goes, "We're going to do this." I do art, I dance, I sing, I do puzzles, I read, I write, I color, all because of him. I'm not on medication. And I do all this because he said, let's do this instead.
Perfect. Okay, so there's that sort of thing for your child as well.
I've had that, so I know that feeling. I know the pride on that one.
Okay, awesome. So does your kid stay at home a lot? Is he in the house a lot?
Yeah, I'm I'm the helicopter parent, unfortunately.
So just a little advice, a little bit of guidance for him. If you can get him outside more, like under the trees, and this is what I'm hearing, just under the trees, like get him under the trees. Okay. So if you got any forest, any woods, any park, anything that you can go outside and play with, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting the image of what the Danica and Will's tire swing. Okay. The tire swing, something like that.
Yeah.
Something that would give him an opportunity to kind of get outside a little bit more often. Okay.
All right.
He's verbal, yes.
Oh yeah, he was partially up until we took a train ride in St. J, and then he just took off. Doesn't shut up now.
Awesome. The and I know you're probably doing this already, but the message that I'm getting is that you will be able to have a conversation with him. Like
I'm trying to have
logicals.
I'm trying to have logical
Yes.
conversations with him.
Yeah, so it's uphill from here. So I want you to be optimistic, and I want you to be open to new providers, new professionals, okay? Because it feels like there's going to be something that comes down the road that even makes this better for you. Okay?
Okay.
Now, Bobby Joe, I think that you're like the person that I was talking to, Marissa, who has this issue with like clutter. Okay? So like organization, like to be organized,
I'm
like reduce your
OCD.
anxiety.
I'll agree to it. I'll admit it. I am OCD.
Okay, so
have to do to the number 3 on things all the time. And it's like,
a back room? Do you have a
what?
back room that needs cleaning? Like organizing? There's this, I feel like it's like the room that's right out behind your back door, like needs to be organized, cleaned, or anything like that.
I live in a second floor apartment, so I don't have a back door. I don't have a porch.
Okay, do you have like think back of the house, rear of the building? Is there a room that's a storage room that needs to be organized?
Nope. No, the back of my apartment's my living room and dining room.
Okay.
And no, the room that you're getting the feeling about is my bedroom.
Oh, okay, so
where I'm actually sitting in right now.
A little organization for you, okay, would go a long way.
Should be bad.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get everything else done at the moment. My bedroom's the last thing going on right now.
I don't know. What time is it? Like 4:45.
So this is what I want you to do.
Time.
Okay. So you're the person that I'm giving the secret to life to. Okay, Bobby Joe. So remember how I said at the beginning of this, I'm going to give everybody the secret to life. Some people know how I do this. Some people have seen me do this. but this is what I do with everybody. Okay? So I have to give you the secret to life, and I'm going to ask you a certain set of questions to bring you there. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the questions that I ask you, I'm going to have you answer them on the inside. Like you answer them, you don't verbally express them, you just answer them up here.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask everybody in this group that's still with us to ask themselves these questions as well on the inside. And this is how I give people the secret to life. So stay with me here. These questions, there's 4 questions, and they get increasingly intense. Okay? So just bear with me. You don't have to verbally express them. You answer them on the inside. First question that I have for you, Bobby Joe, and this is something that everybody suffers from to some degree or another. I call this the low-hanging fruit. I want you to put into your mind, if you have anything, some people don't, but I want you to put into your mind the physical cosmetic part of yourself that you dislike the most. You got something?
Hmm.
Okay, hold it
Actually,
there.
the list of them.
Well, just pick one for me, girl, please. Just hold it there, okay?
Yeah,
right.
I have one.
Okay. I want you to draw a line down the middle of your mind. I want you to split your mind into 2. And on the other side of that line, on the other side of that fence that you've just built, I want you to put there what you would tell your son if he felt the same way about himself. It's different, right?
It's actually something I already tell him. So it's like,
So hold on. I just want you to compare and contrast the 2, that you're telling yourself something about yourself that's different than what you tell your son, yes?
yeah.
Okay, so here, bear with me because these questions are going to get a little bit more intense. I want everybody to do this with me. The next question is this. I want you to put into your mind your biggest regret, shame, or guilt.
Oh.
I know, hold on. Bear with me here. I said they get intense. Now, Bobby Joe, do this for me. On the other side of that line, I want you to put there what you would tell your son if he felt the same way about that circumstance. You would tell him something completely different, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't be here to be able to say it.
I couldn't hear that, but I trust that you would tell him something completely different, yes?
Like I said, I wouldn't be here if to say it. If the circumstance
Okay.
was me, then I wouldn't be here.
Well,
Because the biggest thing I regret is not being there for my dad when he died. That's the reason I said I wouldn't be able to answer it.
okay, but imagine if he was feeling the same way and you were in spirit. I know that you wouldn't want him to regret that, right?
No.
Okay. So now I want you to do this for me. I want you to put your biggest fear in your mind. Now, do this for me, Bobby Joe, please. Put into your mind what you would tell your son if he was afraid of the same thing. It's completely different than what you're telling yourself, isn't it?
Actually, no, it's the same. Because I repeat the same thing to myself every day.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you, my friend, are a unicorn. Because most people are walking through life telling themselves all sorts of things that they would never tell anybody else. And here's what I know, and I'm going to give you the secret to life. So you can have it. And I got to give everybody here the secret to life. The secret to life is on the other side of this question. The question is, what would I tell my kid? So, that thing that you tell your son about his physical self, I know that you can tell yourself that over and over again until it sticks. And that's where peace comes from. Peace comes from telling yourself the thing that you would tell your loved one. Okay?
The physical thing that you said, it's my teeth. And I tell my son every day, drink milk, because mommy couldn't drink milk. Brush your teeth, keep floss, rinse, do like mommy did there. Mommy's teeth are messed up because I couldn't drink milk. I have calcium deficiency.
Okay.
So I'm on them I'm on them every day. Brush those teeth, keep them clean, keep them healthy. Drink milk to keep the calcium in them.
Okay. This is what I know here, and this is what I have to tell you, please. This is what I gotta tell everybody here. The secret to life is the love we have for other people. And it might sound like some hokey bullshit, but it's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay, you
No,
need
it's
to
not.
give that to yourself. You need to give that to yourself. And I want to ask you a question. You talked about your dad passing away. Okay?
Mhm.
May I ask you, did you used to play Yahtzee with him?
Yes, and chess and Monopoly. We
Yeah.
were board game players and book readers,
Yeah.
and
He's
so,
given me board games that you guys used to do that together. Okay?
especially Trivia
So
Pursuit.
one of the things that I want you to know is this. It's okay. He's okay.
I know,
He's
grandma's
okay.
got him.
Yeah, absolutely. And
He's
apparently,
been reunited with my baby brother.
yeah, he's with everybody that we lose goes to where our ancestors and beloved dead are. But here's something else. It's a place of joy. So the guy's driving around. He says that he's like driving around. He loves to drive around. He's just driving around. I don't know what he drove, but he's tooling around. And you got to know that he's got a lot of joy there.
My father used to ride motorcycles. My
Okay, so he's
my
tooling around.
extended family is motorcyclers. They're cyclists, bikers.
Yes. The other thing, the middle name of your son, what's the middle name of your son? Is it his name?
My son's a fifth generation Howard.
Okay,
His first
so
name is the same as my grandfather and my father.
gotcha.
And
So
his
there's a name
grandfather
similarity.
and his dad.
Okay. So
But he
that
has
message
the
about you
same
taking
middle
care of
name as my
kids.
grandfather.
Okay, that message of you taking care of kids, that comes from all of them. Okay? That comes from all of them for you. Now, you're going to have a long, lovely life, Bobby Joe. And you're going to have your child with you. He's going to have a long, lovely life with you. I want you to know that as much as you focus on your joy, you're giving your son joy, but you're also giving your dad joy. You really are. And I want to make sure that this happens for you. Remember how I was talking to Mark and Wendy about maybe one of them is going to pass before the other one? And what that one
Oh,
is
I
going to
already
look.
know. My dad promised.
Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. I want you to walk through this in your mind with me, please. I want you to imagine if life went like this. Imagine if your dad was still here and you had passed on. Okay, so I want you to imagine for a moment what being in spirit is like, being able to watch your loved ones, being able to feel them. And now I want you to imagine what your dad would be going through. You would want only the best for your dad. You would want him to be happy. You would want him to know peace. And you certainly wouldn't want him to beat himself up, would you?
No.
Okay. So this is what I have to tell you. Right now, around that regret of not being there when your father passed, Well, the message that I have for you is like you physically couldn't be there. You just could not be there.
No, I was in a completely different state.
That's right. You couldn't be there. It was impossible for you to be there. It's not like you chose to not be there. It was impossible for you to be there. Now, I want you to imagine what this man goes through when he watches his daughter beat herself up for something that she shouldn't be. And you have the power within you, Bobby Joe, to rewrite that story. You can rewrite that story. You do not have to tell yourself this, because I know you wouldn't want your son to tell himself this, and I know that you wouldn't want your father to tell himself this. So, the secret to life is giving yourself your heart, because you have this love and this wisdom inside of you already, and it's okay to give it to yourself. So your daddy knows peace, so your son knows peace, but you're carrying around a burden inside of you, Bobby Joe, that he doesn't want you to, because it's unnecessary. Okay? So please hold on to that for me and walk yourself there as much as you can, because so many people in this group have lost their loved ones and beat themselves up in ways that are completely unnecessary. My gram, I wish that I had spent more time with my gram. And everything that I get from my gram is you had your own life. You were doing your own thing. You couldn't live with me. You couldn't be here. So my gram knows. She knows what I was going through. And she doesn't want me to beat myself up. Your dad, I can guarantee you, doesn't want you to beat yourself up. And now he's talking about, hold on, he's talking about the top of your Christmas tree. Hold on. Top of your Christmas tree being like a star or an angel, like it's important.
I have a crown, but we had an angel when I was a child. It was very, very important.
Okay. So you're gonna know he's very proud of you. He just doesn't want you to hurt. Okay? And right now,
I miss you, Daddy. I miss you.
Well, this is what I want you to do. Okay, can I ask you, did he like Pepsi?
Oh God, Pepsi over Coca-Cola any day.
Yeah, so what I'd have you do is I'd have you to put like if you don't already have one, I want you to put a picture out for him. Okay? Put a picture out on a shelf or something, and every once in a while, crack a Pepsi and put the Pepsi out for him. Just make a little offering. This is like somebody I told to put out a cup of coffee for their loved ones. Put a Pepsi out for him. The guy would like a Pepsi. Okay? And if you can bring yourself to it, I want you to consider getting a tattoo for him.
Oh, trust me, I have 6 already. My dad got me one for Christmas when I was 16.
Okay, so there's a tattoo connection here as well. All right.
My father had some too.
Okay, do you have one that's a Tasmanian devil?
Oh my God! That's my brother!
That's your brother?
Kaz was his nickname.
Because that's what I'm seeing. That's the image that they give me.
Okay, Shannon. Big sis will do that, okay?
Okay.
Oh my God!
So, Bobby Joe, a really important message for you. You're not a failure. You've not done anything wrong. You've only done everything right. But I need you to release yourself from the burden that you would never have anybody else hold on to. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, he's riding his motorcycle. I'm telling you, he's tooling around is what I get. He's tooling around. And every time he peeks into this world,
Fat Boy Softail.
every time he peeks into this world, he sees his daughter beating herself up in a way that he doesn't want her to. So release yourself from that, please. You can. You have the power. Okay? And he says he says you better celebrate yourself on your birthday. You don't treat yourself well on your birthday.
I've been avoiding my birthday. I've been avoiding my birthdays.
Well, you're avoiding his daughter's birthday. Consider that. He can't do anything for you on your
Well,
birthday.
I'm like, there's just no point. It's just another year older. What's the point of it? Going and getting a cake and all that stuff? It's just nobody. I have no friends up here.
Well, you can go bowling. You can do it. You can do something.
Oh, trust me. If I had the money, I really would go. I already have a tattoo. My father was a dragon, and my name, the long version of my name, is Roberta Josephina. Roberta means rose from adversity, beauty out of adversity, the rose from the rock. I already have one in mind for my dad and me.
Awesome. Okay, so know that he's with you all the time. And another thing you need to know, and a lot of people here need to know, everybody here needs to know this. Apparently, he comes to you in your dreams. Do you see him in your dreams?
Oh God, yes! I relive dancing to Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole singing "Unforgettable," our father-daughter song.
Okay, so that's how he's visiting you. We get visited in our dreams, so know that. So Bobby Joe, thank you for being here. I've been here almost 3 hours. So
Thank you for connecting me to my father after all these years.
Of course, that's why I do this. So just make sure that you take care of yourself because you're taking care of your dad's daughter. Okay?
Thank you.
And there's only one person to take care of that boy of yours, so you got to take care of him as well.
He's got grandma, he's got daddy, he's got everybody. Trust me, this boy's got an army behind him.
Well, there's only one helicopter, so remember, take care of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I hope somebody gets you a heating pad for Christmas because you got lower back stuff. Seriously.
Yes.
You need a heating pad, so ask for a heating pad for Christmas, okay?
Oh, I got one. I just have to say, Grandma, can I borrow yours?
Okay, well, use it. All right? Use it, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care of yourself. Now, everybody go. Have a wonderful Christmas. Christmas has been wonderful for everybody. Please enjoy the heck out of it. We only have so many left. Remember that. We only have so many left. So make the most of it as much as you can. Thank you for this. I'm going home.
I agree with that with the bright blessings.
Thank you all, everybody. And this will be on YouTube later. So this will be recorded for everybody who wants to come visit it again. Okay?
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And a happy New Year.
That's right.